Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Collider Live. It is Wednesday. It's October 30th, and I hope everybody's doing good. I'm just getting to this report that's coming. Riley's trying to right here. There you go. Yeah. It's Vanity Fair. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I have Josh McCouga here, Roxy Stryer, Mark Riley. Today, Christian Rubalcaba is joining us in the booth.
Sorry, Cody's not here. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't you apologize. We don't. Okay. How often do we get you?
Is he getting ready to play Mark Ellison trivia on Monday, or what's going on?
What's on Monday?
What's going on Monday?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Washington Redskins in sports trivia.
Awesome. Okay. There's some news. There's some things that happened. There are a lot of news that broke, but Roxy has some big news. The airport situation has got you in a panic.
Hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
You can't hear yourself?
You can't hear yourself?
No, I can hear you guys. I'm really stressed out about the airport situation.
Tell the audience what's going on.
So for anybody who doesn't know, LAX has been an absolute nightmare for the last several years, but mostly the last several months.
Right.
It takes, to get to the airport, it takes you a certain amount of time, and then to get around the airport takes you at least an hour.
You got to wait like 45 minutes for an Uber.
It's insane. Crazy. So now what they're trying to do to combat that is they're making it so that Ubers cannot pick you up curbside anymore,
or drop you off.
Unless you're spending more money, unless you're getting a black, then you have to take a shuttle from the airport to a designated Uber pickup zone.
What a disaster for you this is.
And first of all, I'm lost already.
You can't find the shuttle normally.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, you can't find the upstairs.
Christian, I downloaded every map to my phone last night preemptively because I know this is going to be me.
So you went into a straight panic.
Straight panic.
Yeah.
But the people that were there were saying it was taking up to 2 hours for their Uber to get to them at the shuttle zone.
The shuttle zone?
Because there's hundreds of people at the shuttle zone.
Yeah.
You can't
and
figure out where
wait.
Uber is.
And
You've got to wait. They've got to all come to this one zone.
And how big is that shuttle?
I don't know.
You know what the lobby is.
What a
the lobby. Here's the lobby, though. The lobby is for the parking structures that were all failing around LAX. The taxi cabs, which can also not go in there anymore either.
I thought the taxis are allowed.
No, the taxis
aren't allowed either.
Taxis, Ubers, and Lyfts are not allowed anymore unless you are paying more money.
Yeah.
Who's the marketing genius behind this one?
Well, you're trying to alleviate the traffic because nobody can get in and out of.
Is this your post, or you got this from somewhere?
No, this is somebody else. I'm in a panic.
Look at this.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
That is a disaster.
I'm in a panic.
How long before they change this?
It's got to be a couple days because people are flipping out.
Yeah.
This is like my worst nightmare. I'll no longer be able to fly into LAX.
No shit. Who thought this was a good idea?
No. So
this is a terrible, terrible idea.
But here's the thing.
This idea's terrible.
This is not a good idea.
This can't happen tomorrow. But here's the reality of the situation. Train. There needs to be public transportation going to the airport that is a train. We do not have a train within walking distance of the airport. That is fucking insane.
Do you know what's really cool, though, is that they're building a train where nobody lives.
No one lives.
Nobody uses it. You morons!
People are scared.
He's just creating traffic on La Cienega, you idiots!
I think they're scared of doing the trains because of the earthquakes.
Probably, but you don't have to go below ground. Go above.
Sure, they've done that. For sure.
I just
make a monorail for Christ's sake. Put a monorail in.
Come on.
If it would help, I would take a train to the airport. 100%.
I would too.
Absolutely.
Well, look how easy it is to take a train to San Diego to go to Comic-Con. Just pop on that damn thing and get on.
100%. An Uber Black is very expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Uber Black from my apartment to the airport is $165.
I need to figure out what I'm doing to come back from Thanksgiving. I booked my flight home for Thanksgiving, but I didn't book it back. Yeah. And now the flight to Burbank is $150 more. Yeah. And I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah. It's the same price as an Uber Black.
Because I
much better airport.
It's for $150 more, which is a lot of money for me. For anybody, I guess. $150 more.
But if that's the case, you might as well just take the Uber Black.
But then, but if it's going to be the same amount.
Is it 150?
I think it will literally be.
First of all,
just going back and forth.
Yeah.
The drive to Burbank Airport for me, 30 minutes max usually. In and out is swift like that. I pay the extra. I pay the extra. It's so stupid. LAX, last year on Thanksgiving, they canceled Uber and taxis into the airport. Amanda and I had to walk through a hotel.
I was there too. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. This past weekend, Amanda parked at a parking structure. It was basically the same thing as an Uber back and forth from our apartment.
I think I'm going to fly out of Burbank in January because we're going to New York again. So
yeah,
you should.
I'm reading all the tweets on Twitter like, hot tip, hot tip. I'm reading them all. It's like, make sure you get in the shuttle that goes to the closest hotel and then take that hotel to Uber. I'm like, I am fucked.
I know.
I'm fucked. I can't figure it out.
Well, are you going to have an apartment in New York?
No. No. We're only in New York for like maybe a month.
Okay.
Are you in New York?
Spread out over the shoot.
Yeah,
for the show.
Oh. Yeah.
Studios in New York.
Yeah, I didn't spoil anything.
Okay. I can't.
I just panicked.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, I can't like say what the show is, but I can say we're shooting on the same soundstage as Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is actually pretty cool.
Wow,
which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
I saw Well, that's a travesty for you, Roxy. I'm sorry that happened to you.
It does feel like a direct attack to me.
It does. You know what it is? If you look at that whole thing, it's going to be like 150, depending on how many days. I might just leave my fucking car there.
Yeah.
Right.
And come back.
Yeah.
I saw Terminator last night. Liked it.
Okay.
Liked it.
I'm bummed at your lack of love.
I'm sorry. It's not anywhere near the first time.
I wonder if you had seen it with earlier before you heard anything, and you would have liked it more.
So the movie itself it's a fine movie. There are some things that are very silly in the movie that I was like, yeah, come on. And then, but I think Mackenzie Davis is great.
She's excellent.
She's great. Linda Hamilton is it's nostalgic and fun to see her, but there are sometimes I didn't buy her the same way I bought her back in the second one, and it's not just because she's older. It's just there was something. It was like she was not playing tough in the second one. She was fucking tough.
Yeah.
In this one, she's playing
tough. The intro
tough.
back to her, you didn't love that.
Yes and no, but it's like I don't want to spoil it. Arnold crushes
funny,
it.
Right?
Very funny. Thought the kids were really good in the movie. But there's things that happen in the future that I didn't like. I don't know. Overall, I thought I was watching. It was good. If they never did another one again, would I be sad? No. But if they were going to continue this on, sure.
Do you know what's for me is like, you guys come back with reviews. Roka does his very cinematic tweet with like 9 different vocab words from his SAT.
He was wrong, by
course.
the way. Roka said that they splatter the music, the Brad Fidel music at. It's barely in there.
I thought it was in
that
there.
bums me out.
Barely in there. Trust me, I was listening to it the whole time. A couple times you get bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
But and every once in a while that barely. They did not use it at all the way that they should have.
That's a shame. After watching the trailers and seeing the people, like whatever, I was like semi-excited, but I think that my review would have been the exact same words that you did. I think it's fine.
I enjoyed watching it.
No,
and I
thought
that the male Terminator was great.
Ghost Rider.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, Diego Luna.
He was great. Not Diego.
Why can't I remember his name?
I don't know
Ghost
his
Rider.
name, but he was good.
Daniel Luna? Or
Diego Luna's
Diego Luna's from Rogue One.
Yeah.
Star.
Gabriel
Luna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Gabriel Luna was good, and I didn't have as much of a problem with the CGI as I thought. Although the end, they go so heavy with the CGI at the end. I'm like, you don't need to do that. That's what all the other movies did. You don't need to do that.
Did they melt him again?
I don't want to tell you what happens, but they go. There's so much of the story that's kind of detailed, and there was a lot of repetitive beats that we've seen before in the franchise. Yeah, but it worked. And then by the time you get to the end, it's like they overdo the CGI and the big budget action stuff. I'm like, no, go back and scale down. That's what the beginning of the movie was doing. It was doing so well.
Right.
And then it just turns into Salvation again. And I'm like,
Who's that girl that isn't Mackenzie Davis and isn't Linda Hamilton?
Oh, the young girl?
Yeah.
She's pretty good.
Had you seen her in anything?
No.
Let me look her up.
I just think that it's so interesting that she kind of is the star of the movie and nobody's talking about her at all.
I without spoiling it, I think there's something that happens in the movie that ruins her me being on board with her the entire time. I'm on board with her for 80% of the time, and something happens towards the end of it, and I'm like, that's not
the
I don't
actress,
believe that at all.
Not the actress's fault. Natalia Reyes. Not the actress's fault at all. I just thought that her character was pretty bland.
It was repetitive. I've seen that character before. It's just different.
The actress is beautiful. She clearly has like a natural essence about her, but I thought the character was like fine.
Completely agree. And
I like the movie a lot.
See, without spoiling it, that's a big issue to me because of the significance of her role. But I think Mackenzie Davis stole the show.
She's great.
She was great. She was not playing tough. She was a fucking badass in this movie. There were a couple times that Linda Hamilton, I'm like, oh, there she's back, and then other times like, she's kind of milking it. And then Arnold killed it with the humor in a way that it wasn't. It felt natural. So
he was so funny.
yeah, I like the movie. Everybody's like raving, loving it, saying that it's back to form. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say that it's if they made a sequel, I'm like, okay, let's see where they go next with this thing. But it's like 1 and 2 standalone all by themselves. The shitty sequels are on another planet, and then this just kind of sits by itself.
When does it come out? Did it come out?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Oh. Yeah, this Friday.
I'm going Friday. I'm going to go see it with a crowd. I want to see it.
And that's what I tell people that you if you're a Terminator fan, you should absolutely see it.
I'm not gonna listen to your comments here. I'm gonna
watch
see it for
it.
myself.
See it for yourself.
I'm going to wait till it's on demand. Yeah. And this I know.
The screening was happening, and we were in here, and Riley was like, why didn't I get invited to it? And I was like, I have +1. You want to go with me? He was like, no.
Yeah, I said last night. I said the same thing because is your embargo up for your movie?
No, it's not. But I can tweet my reaction.
Okay, so you saw Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good reaction.
Did you tweet your reaction?
I did not. I did not because I did not. I'm really trying to get my thoughts for the review that I'm going to do later for Collider. I liked it. I did. I liked it, but if I go any further, I'm going to spoil everything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Really, I need to talk about that the ending there.
Roca asked me, well, what'd you think? What'd you like better, this or Rambo? I was like, completely different movies.
Yeah,
completely different movies.
Rambo's the shit.
Well, wait a minute. The thing is that what's a better made film?
Yeah,
Terminator. Not even a doubt. Tim Miller is a great filmmaker, and there's a flow to this movie for sure. This Rambo though to me was exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
To a T. Oh, I mean, this movie had things that I thought sometimes.
Is Rambo in top 10 for you?
No, not. I mean, as far as enjoyability, a theater experience, then yeah. But as far as quality, no.
If Rambo is on TV, any of the Rambos,
I'm gonna watch it immediately.
But if this Rambo's, I'm watching
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's coming out on Blu-ray, and I'm on it.
Is it on tomorrow?
It's coming out soon. It's either next week or the following. I'm getting it. Kidding me? Yeah.
What'd you do to your finger, Riley?
Huh? Oh,
yeah, his nail sliced his own.
It's a very purple band.
Yeah, I was washing dishes at my grandmother's house, and the ghost of her came out and bit it, and then everybody. Exactly. No, I shattered a glass in the sink as I was washing dishes.
Sweet.
There it is.
And purple was like the movie.
Yes. There were no Band-Aids with us, so we literally were looking everywhere in my grandmother's house, and there are things in there that have been left behind since Josh McCouga's wife's panties.
Well, I'm glad that's not wrapped around your thumb.
Yes,
me too.
and things from 1967 are still in there, including these Band-Aids that I found that were literally on the box said 1974 that they were made.
Hey
so
kids,
here
these Band-Aids have lead. They're good for your blood.
Grammy doesn't believe that medicine or any of that stuff expires either.
No. Neither did my grandmother.
Use cocaine.
Advil that is this large in her house is from the 90s.
Oh, was it the 50s they used cocaine, or was it earlier than that?
In the show The Nick on Cinemax, which is a criminally underrated show.
Yeah,
Clive Owen, the dude that's in This Is Us right now.
Milo?
No. The dude that plays Toby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sean Baskins.
Yeah.
No, he's in Guardians. What's his name?
Dan Baskins.
Why Baskins? Robbins.
Yeah,
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins.
I want ice cream.
It's really good. What's your favorite flavor?
Clive Owen, it's an awesome show. They are using cocaine the whole time. Like the surgeons are just jamming in their veins to do surgery. It's
that's what they
I
do.
use cocaine sometimes.
Look at you.
Thank you.
We're live on television.
Well then.
Not often.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Do you like movies? I do too.
Takes one to make one.
Let's do coke.
Guys, I make a yolk. I make a coke.
Yeah, and I make joke too.
You just said it, and then we're like, yeah, it's good for you. It's not even, you didn't even say it funnily. You're just like, I use cocaine.
She ends it with, she says well, I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
I've been known to do a line or two myself.
Now I know those bathroom breaks have been a little longer.
You know I can't shit anyway.
Yeah, and it does help for the the movement in the stomach. One line, and you're like, it's like drinking coffee.
Whatever, guys. I was making a Coke.
I'm making a Coke. You're making a Coke. Anyway, good for you. In the back.
Boca Raton Country Club.
Can I
sure
please?
Know how to
That's what I'm talking about. I heard from Josh it's a chick drug anyway, and I'm a chick.
All I ask is one GIF before I leave.
Sure.
And that's of Roxy photoshopped as Scarface.
Yeah.
With the big mound of coke.
Yep. Thank
and
you.
it's like,
I think that gift
what's
is
in store next
in the
week?
Work. It's in the works.
Let's be honest, it's not my favorite. It's not my drug of choice.
You want to just jump right in the hole? Trying to get you out of it.
Well, we dug it.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
It's an illegal substance. Weed is at least legal. Stop
That's
talking
why
about
it's
it.
a joke.
Yeah.
It's
Stop
a joke.
talking
I don't.
about
I
it.
said it wasn't
Just
my
stop
favorite.
talking about it. It's now documented. You have eliminated yourself from possible career opportunities by saying that on the air.
I think that's the first time I've talked about drug usage on the air on the show.
This is my third to last show.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a joke.
They're changing it, but I will tell you, and I'm sorry to spoil this for you guys. I know you were waiting to next week, but next the show will be rebranded to Coke Talk.
Yeah.
That was a big announcement.
I made a Coke.
Collider Coke.
You guys move on. Oh,
We're
this is
trying
so
to.
annoying.
We've been trying to.
My God.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, I
Get
saw
stoned
Dr.
on the way to the
Sleep,
office. Now I know. Now I know why she's late all the time. She's going to see her dealer on the way over here.
No, whoa.
She couldn't
Noah.
find her
Is that his name?
Noah.
She couldn't find
Would
him.
I really not be able to poop as often as I can if I like the Coke so much?
All right, listen. Look, you
At
want
the
to
Coca.
backtrack my goose.
That's actually
Backtracking
pretty
like
good. I'll give you that.
yeah, backtracking.
Have any of you guys ever watched Downton Abbey?
Good,
No.
good
Yes,
segue.
I saw
Yeah,
the
like
first
that.
season,
Okay.
and I really enjoyed it. And then, for whatever reason,
Okay,
fell
so
off.
Amanda's sister, here's the thing, and I think I said it on this, is like Amanda needs recommendations from people that aren't me on a show. And then I've been like, well, I've been telling you about this
You
show
said
for
she
4
needs
years.
women recommendations.
Correct, she does. And so we started watching
Not
Downton
cokeheads.
Abbey. We started watching Downton Abbey, right? She doesn't listen. She might listen to cokeheads over me at this point. Who fucking knows? Okay.
Oh, you guys
Her friends
are
are all
so
doing.
annoying.
Her friends are all doing yayo in the bathroom. They come out like, watch Downton Abbey. I'm like, oh, okay.
Roxy told us it was good.
Oh, Roxy said it. We were at Soho House ripping lines with Tom Sizemore.
It
was awesome.
I also enjoy meth every time or two, okay?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So,
Continue.
cocaine
I'm
dog.
actually really mad at Soho House right now.
we start watching Downton Abbey. Why did this show become so popular?
Soap opera, right?
I mean,
Well, everybody's obsessed with it.
criminally
You don't like it?
terrible soap opera.
Yeah.
It is one of the most boring things. I've fallen asleep 3 times. And
Well,
every
yeah,
time
but
I woke
that-
up,
but
Amanda's...
you do that anyway.
I know, but every time I wake up, I was like, I don't really miss anything. I still know what's going on. They're fighting over the land deed. They're all like talking about British stuff. The one girl's kind of goofy. All the princesses don't know who's going to do whatever. It cut between the scenes. They're like, ooh, you bastard. And then it cuts away.
Any
It's
of
a
the sex?
telenovela mixed with my mom's daytime stories mixed with British people.
No sex?
No.
Are you going to
You
make it
don't
through
even
all the way or no?
see boobs. You don't even see boobs. Come on.
Makes me think
Very
of that
high
Family
voice.
Guy episode where it's British porn. It's like,
They call it-
almost. There we are. Good show.
They call it Broin.
Hey, wait. Did you see? Okay, so sorry. So
What's
I don't know if I
happening
brought this
right
up, but Family Guy. This was like last week or something.
Yes.
They did this. Did you see it?
Yeah, I finally
Okay,
saw
so
it,
they
yeah.
did this thing on a focus group, right? And they were like rebooting Family Guy. They did all these different like versions of a Family Guy. It was hysterical. And they cut to the focus group, and this guy's like, "I don't think I like the one." And Peter's like, "I don't trust you, sir. You have neck tattoos." And he's like, "But it's a God slogan." He's like, "Neck tattoos. Anything below, anything above the chest means drugs. Bye."
It's like they stole it from your mouth.
Vindication from
Yes.
the Cougar.
Yes.
Vindication.
Peter Griffin is the vindication.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't know if
That's
that's
the
what you want to
greatest.
be your vindication.
I'm taking it.
That's fine.
you
Okay,
do
well, it's a
you.
good start.
Sorry about that.
No, I like it. I like what you
Good
did there.
I got just so
Morning.
worked up over Downton Abbey because David Griffin and Allison Keene and everybody in the entire planet has
David
been telling me to
Griffin.
watch.
Guy loves BBC.
I know, but he's been telling me to watch Downton Abbey. It'll change your life. Well,
Change your life.
Downton Abbey is not good.
Yeah, all right.
Your voice gets increasingly high.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Is that a compliment?
It was not.
Oh, okay.
It was not.
He was not.
He was not.
Look at you. You're being honest with yourself. You're saying things maybe you shouldn't be saying today, and then you're saying
I don't
things you want to say.
understand what your guys' issue is with me today.
What?
Today.
I didn't know we were having an intervention.
Fun intervention.
I mean, come on.
Oh, let me live my
The girl
life.
stays on. She makes jokes about weed, and then she comes in with the cocaine.
Now I know
why.
why. Now I know why you're going to sleep at 4 in the morning.
Because you can't. You're doing a bunch of cocaine to watch
I
Montana.
wish.
know why
Then
I
I
can't
could
sleep.
just stop and then I could sleep.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Hoover and LAX? I can't even do cocaine in the back of a black one.
Do a Red Bull. It's safer.
I can't
is it?
understand yours, though.
I know, because I'm going higher.
Yeah.
It was not.
I believe in doing cocaine, except staring at it. My dog is named Cocaine.
Do you think somebody's dog is named Cocaine on the planet?
100%.
That's
In
so
the world?
fucked up.
Yeah, and they have a neck tattoo.
Call him Cokie.
We in college we kind of adopted a
They're
dog.
really alienating the
that's a
neck
good one.
tattoo
yeah,
audience. I
we
gotta tell
really
you.
are.
That's all right. They have
Although
the
that's
neck
probably
tattoo.
the same as the cocaine audience, and we brought them back.
All three, you know. See, I'm not going after them. I like those people.
I like them too. In college, we like
College? Is that where
in
Gollum went to school?
I went to
Did I-
college.
I
went to the college.
Did I say college?
Yeah, I went to college.
College is the first time I did the cocaine.
I think I said
Hello?
in college.
College.
In Denmark,
In
we call it
college.
college.
Oh, did you have the
College.
cocaine the first time in the
Well,
college?
yeah, I mean in Germany and also in Denmark
Oh,
and
okay.
in Sweden.
You're all a bunch
So-
of fucking
Let us finish.
mess people.
So I was watching the videos
Yeah.
of Oktoberfest. Do you know
Oh,
what
yes, of
Oktoberfest?
course. It happens in October.
It's in a little town called München. It's
I
in
love
Bavaria.
München. I went there one time at the coffee.
Yeah.
It's Munich.
Stop
And
it.
so it's actually München
I like
in
München.
Deutsch,
Very
auf Deutsch,
nice. I like
aus
it.
Deutsch.
Okay.
So I was watching some videos of,
with
of
Luna.
Oktoberfest,
Yeah, with
right?
Luna. I remember Luna.
And it was on Barstool Sports. Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently,
Three more days.
in Oktoberfest, they are always just doing cocaine on the tables.
I remember, and it
No,
started with
this
the
is
rock.
not a joke. I saw a woman with no shirt on
Nipples out.
doing cocaine
Oh
on
my
the table.
goodness, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Nice. That's
It was very intriguing.
new
as a-
event.
Danish Christian Harloff.
Jawohl.
Who is your friend?
Yes.
in this room?
Yeah,
or-
explain to her how we met.
Oh, this is my friend Sven.
Hello. Nice to
And
see everyone.
So I believe we were on the vacation in Switzerland.
yes,
to Schweiz.
me and my lovely, you and your lovely.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we were there for a Stein Bronson concert.
I
What are
remember
your,
very well.
What
Yeah.
are your lovelies' names?
My lovely's name is Helga, and yours is Olga.
Olga, but changed name was originally Pakina.
Pakina,
Yes.
is, which also is in German or Danish for scarf.
I remember that
Yes.
too. We said, remember we both said, hey, look at scarf, we're scarfing and scarf.
She was always shopping for the scarf.
I remember she's a wonderful
yeah,
woman.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
not home right now in the pool.
So we were in the Grindelwald.
Yes.
And we were drinking the Rugenbrau.
I love the Rugenbrau.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2011.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Right
Oh.
after 2010.
Yes.
Wow. So
And 2011 was also the first year before 2012.
I remember that very well.
Yes,
Next
yes.
year will be to 2020s.
Yes, and the decade will be over, and we
Yes.
will be transitioning towards a new decade of passion and you know.
Fucking.
Yeah, it was of course because we had the very weird foursome in
Yes.
the hotel room in
I
Switzerland.
remember very, very clear.
You had the videotape, and I was just having sex with two of the ladies.
I remember, and I was watching the Mickey Mouse.
Yes, and the Mickey Mouse comes on, and you were like, "My boner's too weird for Mickey Mouse." We had
Right,
to
and
change
then
the
he sits
channel.
in the door. But
Yeah.
that's another story.
It's
another
weird.
time.
It's very
wait,
weird.
what? With the boner. That lost me. I was with you
That
guys.
lost you?
It was the last thing we said.
So much stimulus happening for me right now. It's like so all over.
Delivery for the coca.
All right. It is 10:25, and we will see. It's lots of news
I
to get
told
into.
you there was news today.
What?
Was?
There's, yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Hello.
What? What are you staring at? Completely serious here. You said something.
Perhaps
Your
you wouldn't like
face.
more news.
Would
Less
you like to
news?
go back into the Klaus in the Sausen?
Oh no!
So here's the big thing. This is big
Okay.
news here.
What is it?
Huge.
Rocky didn't even get a Doritos deal. He could have gotten a Doritos deal.
Christian, it's insane to me.
Crunch.
He could have legitimately been selling rocks.
Anything. Rocky's Rocks.
Rocky's Rocks.
Come on.
It could have been an asphalt delivery company
Yes.
or paving your driveway.
Let me-
Rocky, welcome to Rocky's Rocks.
Anti-drug commercials.
Don't do rock.
Guess what?
Don't do coke.
Guess
Don't do
what?
coke.
Guess what?
Yeah.
You're fucking gone, and you're fucking gone.
You still got it for a week after.
And so's the comedy.
Everyone knows I'm the funny one
Yeah.
anyway.
I'd like the chat to chime in on that one.
Oh, boy. Well, looks like it's an uphill battle from here.
I
I
watched
don't think I'll
Collider
ever
Live yesterday.
forgive
It's a
either of you.
45-minute talk about Ubers.
It's a tough life.
I understand. I get it. Coke and Ubers is a new show. Coming
I
on Collider
don't
Live.
care what you say.
Blow me, Christian. Come on.
It's true. All right, can we get into some news?
Whatever. I just like my pot. You all know that.
Oh, yeah. Backtracking off. Yeah, come on, Riley. Get some fucking news. Get us out of here, will you?
Do you want to go into that news? It took me forever to find it.
Yeah, well, let's do it, girl.
Okay, so
What was it?
the Benioff and Weiss actually left back in May, and that this happened around the time of the last episode
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones, and that also So this is a source from a Patreon-only episode of The Storm with Joanna Robinson, who is the primary Game of Thrones reporter for Vanity Fair. Hey. And she reported that, according to Disney sources, that it was a soft removal and was not announced in order to allow Benioff and Weiss to shop their services. Yeah, I know.
What, you like a soft removal?
Yeah, you know soft removal.
Yeah. I hate a soft removal.
That's the worst.
It really doesn't go anywhere.
Doing it.
No.
No?
No. No.
Well, Patrice did it one time. It's very nice.
Well, there was a time it was me and you
and Patrice. Very nice.
Lovely.
The two of you and Patrice?
Well, of course, it's
multiple
Germany.
Soft
We
removals.
are in the 2019, lady.
Well, come on, it's very,
That's like
it's very hip.
Yes.
What did you just do with your hand?
this?
You went like this.
soft removal.
Yeah, talk about a soft removal.
All right, let's.
All right, Mark,
anyway,
go
let's
ahead.
get back
Sorry,
to
go
it.
No, it's fine. Keep going.
But this is what we talked about
I like
yesterday.
it.
We talked about. You should meet Klaus. This is
Klaus.
what yesterday. What we talked about was that no shit. This happened a long time ago.
This happened a very long
So
time
when
ago.
was it? When was it announced that they were doing their Netflix deal?
Oh well, shit, like a month ago,
No.
wasn't it?
Okay,
No, it was
wait,
like
hold
2.5, 3 months
It was
ago.
before the Netflix deal, so that was
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
And then it was the soft removal. Suggested that it was suggested that Benioff and Weiss comments about Game of Thrones last weekend sped up the announcement for the public
Silly,
of everything.
let's get it out
Sorry,
there.
what were their comments?
Remember
She wasn't on Monday.
That's
We were
right. It
talking
was
about
like it was like a Twitter thread. They were doing a Game of Thrones kind of recap Q&A. They said it was basically
season 1 that they messed a lot of things up. They didn't do things right.
expensive film school. They called
it's
it.
called expensive film school, and then they learned. But the fans, because they didn't respond very well to the last season, took that as, "Oh, see, you fucked up the whole thing," and not even taking into consideration the body of work that they did throughout it. But it caused a big stink in general.
Okay, so that sped up them announcing
That's
this.
like just release it. Let them know they're not with us anymore. But this was. Now it makes more sense because I'm really curious. Remember when they made that announcement? We don't know if we're doing all 3 anymore. We're just going to write a treatment. Was that around the same time? That had to have been May or June or something, because then it's like, okay, so you're just basically you're
a soft removal.
Soft removal. It's just like, oh yeah, whatever we did right, you can have.
I wonder what.
Well, I think HBO. I mean, I think that Marvel and Disney and whoever and Star Wars is they're looking more for us for. I mean, perhaps we're going to do a treatment. Maybe we were really interested in the project, and the project is still interested in us. But
we're talking. I sent a text.
Why do you guys
it's
think
like we're meeting?
it wasn't in all seriousness? Why do you think that this wasn't a hard removal? Why do you think they didn't just say?
Because of the fact that what we talked about yesterday,
Professional courtesy.
Not just that, it's that they want once again. They wanted to keep it as quiet as possible,
right?
Until they couldn't, because they didn't want it to end, because getting closer enough to episode 9 and Mandalorian, which are getting good buzz and people are starting to get excited, and farther away from what was that kind of feud for The Last Jedi and all that stuff too, getting away from that and saying, and Solo not doing well. If that would have come out right afterwards, a year later, right, then it's like, okay, there's Solo, there's this, and now there's this, and now it's
Why did they announce
They should have leaned into that and then had all that good stuff happening when they dropped the Mandalorian trailer and dropped the Rise of Skywalker trailer. It would be in the rearview mirror by now.
Why didn't they announce this when they announced the Netflix deal?
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's.
Did you see this other thing though that is being reported?
What is it?
That
What is it?
Kevin Feige is reporting directly to Bob Iger on his Star Wars movie. He's not reporting to Kathleen Kennedy.
That's what we. Dad, it goes back to what we said yesterday. She's going to eventually go after episode 9.
Yeah,
she's
She's going to shoot the shot. It's going to make a lot of money, and she's going to walk off. And it's like, oh, she finished out her contract.
She's going to push that Utah Jazz defender off. She's going to
It's
Michael
it.
Jordan it, and
It's it.
then
Boom.
3 years later, she's going to go play for the Washington Wizards,
telling you,
aka DC.
Why would you want?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
By the way, how about that World Series?
How about it? Game 7 tonight.
3-3.
It's awesome.
Go
It was a hell of a
Nationals.
game. You went to
Go.
Nationals to
Are
win.
you kidding me? Astros can suck it. Sorry, Astros fans.
I don't really have a dog in the
think
fight
a
per
lot.
se.
No dog
I
in the
didn't
fight.
until they look, and I call it exactly what it is. They've been
beat the Yankees.
twice. They've been beating up on us.
get
At
it.
this point, it's not like in 2017. I was like, all right, you beat us.
Cinderella
go do your
story.
thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't like them.
Right.
I just simply don't like them.
I'm with you. And for me, it's
Sorry,
like
Brad Gilmore.
It's
Suck it.
sorry, Nick Mundy.
Yeah.
The Nationals, I just want them to win despite Bryce Howard or
Bryce Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard?
Harper.
Bryce Harper. Jesus, Joshua. Bryce Harper.
Joshua.
Yes.
Yeah, you deserve it, Joshua, on that one. Yeah.
Bryce Harper, because he just left the Nationals hanging and went to Philadelphia for promise of a World Series for $350 million. I get it.
Yeah.
But anything
Now he's
failing
like,
in
oops.
Philadelphia, I'm for.
Can you guys imagine
And winning
$350 million?
I would, yeah.
It's the Bill Burr joke, right? Which is one of my favorite jokes. He's like, when somebody tells me that a movie was made for $250 million and it sucks, he's like, I would rather go somewhere and look at $250 million because I want to know what $250 million looks like rather than see another Terminator movie that sucks. I think that's his joke.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. It was like in Breaking Bad when they go to that storage unit and there's $40 million stacked up on that storage unit.
How much money do you
think? That's $40 million.
How much money do you think is
budget.
the most amount of physical money in one room in the world?
At the Mint.
Hey, can you do me a favor, Riley? I want you to take your left hand and I want you to put it in your Roxy's face. No, for real.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Just like this. Like, don't. Just like that. Please.
I want to do that to Roxy.
For Christ's sake, I just want to match the not with the Band-Aid, man.
What are you doing?
To her
eyeliner.
eyeliner.
Her eyeliner. I was like trying to match her face.
Well, say that.
It's a darker purple.
It sounded like you want me to cover her mouth with my hand.
Just to be clear, it's eyeshadow.
Whatever it is.
What do we say?
I have black eyeliner.
Oh,
I have pink and purple eyeshadow.
That's true.
Now the big question is: were you high on coke when you did it?
Fucking loaded. I'm never gonna live this down. It was a joke.
You need to talk into the microphone, hi girl. All right,
It's a yoke.
No, you weren't.
It was a coke.
Yolage. What would you say?
College. Well, I think that's
I went to college.
That's just the way that I swallow my words. Like,
I'm getting away from it. Go.
So do we think that Kathleen Kennedy is producing currently in the works on producing other movies right now, or is it just
she's at Indiana Jones.
Oh,
I'm
right.
sure she's that's going to be one of the movies. So we still don't know what the fuck's
So
going on.
she's going to stay at Disney, you think, just not in Star Wars land?
Lucasfilm is also Indiana Jones, so that might be one of her swan songs also before she takes off.
She'll probably get a producer credit, but she'll be out.
She's not taking off.
Is there any way? I mean, yeah, if you're going to set a percentage of it, I would say by a year and a half after, between a year and a half after Episode 9 comes out, I would give it a 60-40 that she's leaving.
Wow, that's not that high of a percentage.
Because there's always negotiations that can happen, and there's always that. But I'd say 60-40 with her leaving.
If it makes
70-30
billions of dollars,
I think mine was safer, but I wouldn't be surprised.
If this thing goes to $2 billion, which Force Awakens did, do you think that
does she stays on? No, I think that's maybe another reason for her to say, "I just made $2 billion. Yeah, I'm out." I don't think it's going to make it.
Do you think if it does?
I don't think it will
poorly
either.
For some reason that.
Oh, then she's definitely out. But there's no chance it does poorly.
Rewinding for a second.
What would poorly be though? Sorry, what would poorly be?
Poorly, I mean,
1.5
in the Star Wars world.
If it doesn't cross $500,000. Half a bill.
Yeah.
If
it doesn't make more than 500 million,
then that's going to be
domestically.
No, worldwide.
I would say even.
But don't you think that's how much the movie is going to cost with marketing? And don't you think it's at probably?
I'm just saying they could cut their losses with 500, but like a bomb is underneath that. That's a big. That 500 is still a big disappointment, but it's at least they can say, all right, well, it's going to make way more than that.
Right.
It's going to make $1 million.
Under 800, they're going to be really bummed.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Bummed, yes, for sure.
What's the Mint?
The Mint.
You're going to get away from the Star Wars
I
conversation.
just don't know what it is.
You know what the Mint is? The actual Mint, like what they do at a Mint, they print money. That's where we make the money.
That's where we
it's
all
one
want to be.
place?
No, there's multiple mints all over the country. Pennsylvania, Kentucky.
Yeah, I just didn't know that we were going to talk about it right in the middle of the conversation.
Well, I thought it would be really good for this clip out for the people to
just
hear
destroy
about
the clip out
I
immediately.
thought that would work really well.
Sounds good.
You know where Rocky
and you disrupted the two suites.
You know where Rocky has his hands up? That used to be a mint, and now it's a museum. It's called the Franklin Mint. I believe. And yeah, thank you.
Cool.
There
All
you
right,
go.
I guess we're done with
Thought
that
I'd
topic.
answer a question for you.
I thought I waited until we were done.
No, it was
You had more to say?
It was like John Matrix just throwing grenades right in the middle of Commando.
Thank you so much. I'm John Matrix.
Yeah. Okay. Well, forget it.
What did I say? Taking the bus and driving off a cliff,
Right
hitting
off
an
the cliff.
orphanage on the way down.
Yeah, everything.
That's
And
about
I
it.
worked at an
Grenades went off
orphanage
in the
for
back.
quite a long time.
Yeah.
We should talk about that. You know what? In the middle of we're not doing stories anymore.
Speaking of
what's your favorite
orphanage-
snack that you used to eat
Oreos.
in your lunch break?
Oreos.
Oreos. Okay, great. So let's talk. Where do you think Oreos are made?
The mint.
I would think the
At the
factory.
mint. Perfect. Okay,
No,
good.
I don't like
Clip
mint
that out,
Oreos.
Riley.
I mean, we're looking at, I think, 500 view count here.
Yeah. 500. And that won't be a disappointment. That'd be a hit.
No, that's a hit for Collider.
You're gonna miss me.
That's not a lie.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I won't miss that.
Take that to the mint.
Yeah, I won't miss the mint disruption. I'll tell you that.
I didn't know what it was.
It's gonna. But that's
I'm not allowed to Google it.
Let me ask a question. Let me see something. Do you think?
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Well, no. But listen. Do you think that it could have been a good thing?
To wait.
After we
waited as
finish,
long
but
as I
wait.
could.
Think about this. What if we would have finished all these conversations about news story? Because usually the way the show, I know you're new to the show, but like if we start out, we do a whole bunch of shit talking in the beginning about planes and Swedes and all that. And then we get into the news, and then we get into the news. We start talking news, and we finish up that news, and then we go to break. Wouldn't it be good? I'm just curious. When we got back from said break, that you started off and go, hey guys, before we get into the rest of the news, what is the mint? Do you think that might work?
I have several responses.
Also, according to the schedule, we do have guests coming in at 11.
Oh, we do, that's
Little
right.
Bobby and the Juice
That's
team
right.
here.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we might want to hit some news, I don't know, before.
Do you want to respond first, and then we can get into the news, or should we just?
We should maybe.
What do you think?
I don't think any of them are really worthwhile.
But you want to take a shot? Take a shot.
Take
Go
a
ahead.
shot.
You take a shot.
You
Why
know,
not?
I'll turn it on you guys. How
Okay.
long between when you said the word mint and I asked was that?
About 5 minutes.
And you don't think that was very hard for me?
So it's about you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on.
It's very challenging.
All right. I know they don't like me to move on, but I'll move on.
I've
anyway.
been to
Go
a
ahead.
mint. I went on a tour of one. It's fantastic. It was really interesting.
I like to
I
eat
had-
mint chocolate ice cream.
I dated a
Chocolate
boy
chip.
that used to call me Mint.
Oh,
That's
is that because
really-
you were mint?
That's what he said.
Did you have
Okay.
minty breath?
I don't know. He used
Did you
to call me
smell like
Mint.
mint?
She's a mint.
I don't know.
Mint condition, like a baseball card, like
I-
you're mint.
Not sure.
Okay.
That must be a Boston
That's like
thing.
an old saying, right?
Yeah,
Yo,
like,
mint.
oh, that
mint.
bird's
Yeah.
that bird's mint.
Yes,
you
mint,
real
yo.
mint
Yeah.
condition.
John Severis's.
I liked it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right, cool. So should we talk about news or no? You don't think?
You want to talk about DC?
Yeah.
You like
let's do it.
DC?
I do.
You
I
want to
love
talk about
DC?
DC?
Go.
All right.
Like a little puppy.
So much TV
Yeah.
news today. It's a good thing we don't have a
I
show called
started
TV Talk
going down.
on
I'm
the
like,
channel.
that.
Yeah, I do. Tell me about the DC stuff. What do you got?
Hold on a second.
Hold on, too. I gotta
gonna draw a
compose
dog?
myself.
I'm just gonna draw a cat
Cat?
person.
Is it me?
No, just one. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just checking out. Okay,
Scroll.
great.
That made me feel good about myself.
Here we go. So HBO Max yesterday announced their entire streaming library or streaming
It's insane.
service, and everything is going up. But one of the big things for DC fans, we're getting a live action Green Lantern
Yeah.
series by Greg Berlanti, Arrow,
I like
The
that.
Flash, Supergirls, Titans, yada yada.
But are we doing?
Berlanti.
And Strange Adventures, which is like an anthology series.
Well, let's go back to Green Lantern. Are we going to
Yeah.
do Green Lantern now?
So they have not said who.
No, not casting. But are we going to do it the same way that we do Flash and all those types of shows?
No, this is an HBO Max show.
Okay,
so
so
this
it's gonna
would not
look-
be a
so it's gonna
CW
look
show.
more like a
He said
movie.
that this is the biggest,
Yeah.
Okay, good, I like that.
of any
Okay, I like
DC
that.
show that
I
there
like
has
that.
been.
I like
Do you know?
That's what Berlanti
Is
said.
it connected to the
Love Simon.
movie?
Oh.
No, that would be rad. But is it connected to the
Berlanti.
bigger universe if they're still going there? Because that's what I heard, but I can't confirm it on
bigger
any of these.
universe.
Like if
You mean
Green
the
Lantern
Arrowverse?
appears, no. If Green Lantern appears in this show, can he then appear in the movies with like Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot?
Oh, you're asking
connected to the film
similar
universe.
to what was
Similar
going
to
on
Marvel
on
with-
Netflix.
Yeah. Well,
with
no,
the
not Netflix, but
MCU.
what
Disney
Marvel
Plus.
is doing with Disney Plus.
Yeah, but the opposite way. Because
No.
we'd be starting on TV and then going into the movie universe.
I-
Is what you're
I
saying.
guess.
Well,
but
movies have
can-
already been there before. We already had. He's saying basically any of the movies that have happened
Right,
before.
the movies happened too, and then
Yeah.
Jessica Jones came, and they're in the same universe. We just don't actually see
Right,
them appear.
right,
Is
right,
that what
right,
you're
Right,
asking?
but,
Are they in
but
the same
Marvel
universe?
with Disney Plus is making it more of a connection. It's literally going to connect to the movies in the MCU now.
Well-
I heard that DC is now trying to it will be doing the same with Green Lantern.
They have made it very clear thus far that we are in two different Earths, or
Okay.
multiple different Earths, with the CW shows. HBO Max, I don't know. I think it is kind of an interesting opportunity if they're going to cast a Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, whoever they're
Hal Jordan.
Hal Rudnick.
Hal Jordan, who, by the way, hashtag Kalinowski for GL.
Hell yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. At least get him in the room. He's
I
perfect
like
for
that.
Hal Jordan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But depending on who they go with, it would be a great way to introduce them if they're really liked, and then put them in a Green Lantern Corps movie, even if it's only one. Like, say it's just a Hal Jordan show, and then the movie is Hal Jordan teaming up with Jon Stewart, and that's the Green Lantern like buddy cop type movie that they've been talking about for a long time.
Right.
That would be really cool.
I dig that.
I kind of don't think it's going to happen, considering I think that if they were going to do something
They'd want
like
one.
this, well, Grant Gustin could not have been more popular, and they were like, "F this, we're going with Ezra Miller anyway."
Right.
So
Is he still Flash?
Ezra Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
According to now. I mean,
So they don't know what they're doing.
He wrote the script
Right.
with Grant Morrison, and then they scrapped that, but then he's still on, and then it's just been very confusing.
I'd like to see a Flash movie written by Jim Morrison, but he died a long time ago.
Man.
Yeah, I would root for that too. But this is really exciting because people want Green Lantern, and they have not figured out how to get that in the movie yet.
I can't tell you how many times, like everybody in the DC world, anytime you talk about anything, it's just like, what about Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Oh, I was
Green Lantern.
excited. Look, even the
I liked-
shit bomb movie that
I liked it.
No, I said I didn't like that movie, but I liked the trailer. I remember when everyone was not excited about the movie, and then they did this like 4.5-minute trailer at Comic-Con, and I'm like, holy shit, this movie's gonna be good. It was not, but
I disagree, but I liked it.
I like the fact that Ryan Reynolds
Hates it.
He hates it. He shot himself in the head in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of very cool elements, and I think that it could be amazing and a fun TV show. But I have that same question. It's like I think this is an opportunity to connect it to the movie.
They've said it's going to be in space, which means budget-wise, we're talking millions of dollars an episode. This is going to be huge for HBO Max. This is a massive draw. We had been talking about what could HBO Max do that's on the level of Disney. We had mentioned Harry Potter series because Warner Media. But Green Lantern, I feel like, is their first big play to say, we see you, Disney.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's making me believe that it's not going to be connected to movies because it's all from Warner Brothers Television and Berlanti. He does all television.
Does all his Berlanti stuff.
Yeah.
But they also, on top of that, they also announced a DC high. Did you guys see that one?
That's the one with Elizabeth Banks.
Not that kind of high.
Super.
I thought you.
That's the Elizabeth Banks show.
Yeah, it is the Elizabeth Banks show. They announced the Elizabeth Banks show, an Issa Rae show, and a Mindy Kaling show, all HBO, which is badass to have 3 of the biggest women in the creation space
On HBO Max doing it all.
Yeah, really cool. But DC High, and then they announced the DC Anthology one that you're talking about.
Yeah, Strange Adventures.
Which is going to be an anthology series for DC and tap into that.
And we're saying that this Strange Event, none of these are animated, correct?
These are all live action.
Thank God. Okay.
Those are all live action. DC does have some animated things going on. The animated Harley show that's going to be on DC Universe, which I'm still waiting for clarification.
Is Margot Robbie going to voice her? That'd be cool if they did that.
I think it's the girl from Big Bang.
Kelly
Cuoco? Whatever her name is,
Kelly
I think.
Cuoco.
But Mark, you'd have to check me on that.
Okay.
They've had trailers for it, but it's still confusing to me. This is what I still am waiting for. What is happening with DC Universe? I still don't understand, because if Green Lantern's going to HBO Max, and Doom Patrol is going to air on both DC Universe and HBO Max.
They're just phasing out.
But
they're phasing out DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's
have
what it
to.
feels like.
But the Harley show, the Stargirl show, all of that is still announced for DC Universe.
Yeah, and then DC Universe is just, I would imagine, this is my thought.
It's going to get gulped.
Yeah, when you click on HBO Max, there will be a tab for DC Universe. And so it's going to go through.
And would Green Lantern go under that?
Maybe. Might be in both places.
Yeah.
It's just the way that they're doing it, I think, is not as smart as...
Well, here's what I think is you have a lot of people that paid up front maybe for a certain length of time or whatever, and they don't know exactly what they can do yet with monies towards HBO Max, because if you look at the price point of HBO Max, it's the most expensive of the streaming services.
When does it come out?
It's $15, which is the same price as HBO.
As HBO.
Yeah.
But you get HBO with it.
Yes.
Or you get HBO going, all that stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't get, if you have HBO, you don't get HBO Max.
Well,
That's
you just have
the
to
problem.
cancel it out, and then no, not really. You just cancel
Same
it.
price.
You just cancel it and get it. All the shit.
I guess I have to cancel my HBO on my cable.
And then you just get everything
I'm sure
else.
that they're going to have a way to
but you get all the HBO shows and all that stuff too.
Which is
then
why, to me,
why wouldn't you do
people
that?
are saying it's the highest price point, but it's funny because it's not higher than HBO.
Right.
So if you're not already getting
what's
HBO,
Netflix?
maybe it depends on what you have.
Okay.
I do, $12.99, and this is $14.99.
They've HBO also announced that in 2021 they're going to move to a advertisement program. So for the first year, it's
HBO is?
HBO Max. So for the first year, it's not ads. 2021 will start with ads. I wonder if it's going to be like Hulu, where you can pay more
To get
to not
non-ads.
have it.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
I'm not sure.
Interesting. All right.
Streaming.
All right, well, what else we got? Because we got 15 more minutes
are on
before we have our guest.
Do you want to go into this Game of Thrones stuff then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so right on the heels, they canceled the pilot. So they shoot this pilot, right, with Naomi Watts. And it comes and announced that they're not picking it up. And that was shocking. Everybody's like, what the hell? And then, like, a couple hours later, they announced straight to series order for House of the Dragon, which is only set
300.
I think it's just
500.
Isn't it just House of Dragons?
300?
I was told 300.
300, you're right. 300 years before.
And it's based on
House
a
of
property.
Dragons, not House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
It's House of the Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that they are still going ahead with.
Yep, they're going ahead.
Right,
10
So there's
10
2
episodes, first season has been greenlit.
But this one with Naomi Watts was set, 5,000 years before?
Thousands of years. I think it's 5,000.
Whatever, how many years before? And then they shot the pilot and canceled it. What's the rumor as far as why?
Here are my thoughts on it, and I mean, Ken obviously would be better. We were kind of talking about it yesterday. That I think that your first spinoff, HBO execs and everybody else wants to see something that was mentioned a ton in the original show. So it's not too far off. This one, thousands of years before, really plays nothing into the current houses and such.
It was the White Walkers, though. It was going to be
the start of the
White Walkers and that battle. So Rachel Cushing had a great tweet that broke it down for me, and it was they decided to go with dragons over White Walkers.
Yes.
But there's still the prequel with the Targaryen Wars.
That's this.
This one. House of Targaryen. Yeah,
is the same as House of Dragons.
No,
House of Dragons. No, there's 2 that are still moving forward.
No, it's just this one.
It's only one.
I thought that they announced House of Dragons and the other prequel that had previously been talked about. There were 2 prequels that were previously talked about.
The one with Naomi Watts.
Yeah, they brought in a lot of them
and the Targaryen Wars.
And that's this one.
And that's House of Dragons.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And then
that makes sense.
So they pulled on Naomi Watts.
House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragons.
The Dragons, and it's based on the companion book Fire and Blood. So there is the source material to it.
That's why I think that's maybe why they didn't go with it, because there was no source material for the Naomi Watts one, and we saw what happened with no source material.
I see. That makes more sense. So there's source material for the one they are doing.
But then why did they shoot a pilot in Northern Ireland?
Right.
Why not?
Well, yeah, Naomi Watts.
If the reason that they didn't go is because there's no source material, they would have known that before they shot the pilot.
Well,
so I feel like I think they saw something they didn't like.
No. But remember when they greenlit it without the source material, it's before all the stink happened with the last season.
It
so they're like, all right,
was.
let's go, let's do
Gotcha.
it. And then they shoot it, and then they said, well, I don't know.
They're like, listen, if the people love the George R.R. Martin books, they can't hate us for what we did, even though in the series they went far from the books from what I'm told. I obviously haven't read them. That's a lot of words.
Right.
And so in this one, I think, with no source material, this is my thought, is without source material, they don't even want to cross that effing bridge.
Hey, Christian, can you get Naomi Watts on the phone so we can figure out what's going on over here?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. Let me hold on.
Thank you.
Jane Goldman wrote the prequel for the Naomi Watts one, who did Kingsman and Kick Ass with Matthew Vaughn.
Sure. What is she saying?
She's not really saying much other than she was emailing her entire cast and crew that the pilot was dead, which
She's saying bummer.
is
you get cast in a Game of Thrones pilot, and you're like, oh, my career's made.
Well, I'm sure and Naomi Watts is starring in it. You're probably like, this is going.
It's going.
Period.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the other side, the House of the Dragons, it's Miguel Sapochnik is coming back, and he's going to show run. So
I botch his name every time.
I do too.
Sapochnik.
Interesting. All right. Well,
and you know what is the awesome part about Sapochnik is he did not only did Sapochnik do some of Sons of Anarchy, but he did
Battle of the Bastards.
Well, he did all of the biggest episodes. He won an Emmy for Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down and tell me what Sapochnik did? Because he did Sons of Anarchy, another show that I effing love, and I forgot.
But do we
But
think
he's supposed to be co-show running this and directing the pilot.
The Long Night, Battle of the Bastards, executive producer.
Hold on. Anyway, keep going. You can
well,
keep
do we
talking.
think that this is the also possibility that happens all the time with pilots? They shot the pilot, it stunk.
And it stunk.
And they looked at it, they go, this sucks. I mean, this
could
is
be.
terrible.
I kind of feel like the Game of Thrones pilot stinks.
The one that they actually aired?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They reshot that one too. I
They
think.
did reshoot that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like what came out the first one. See, I really like the first episode.
I think that a lot of my favorite shows have pretty weak pilots.
Yeah. You don't like a lot of the first shows of many things, right?
Yeah.
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 So.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I'm talking about stinks. I'm talking about like really.
it didn't
like, it didn't stink. You
it
didn't
didn't
like
stink.
it.
Yeah, it was fine.
I'm talking about just like this is a disaster. If we put this out, they're gonna fucking kill us.
There are
Like Parks and Rec style.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Parks and Rec pilot. I mean, it's not
don't understand
amazing,
you.
but it's not terrible.
That's
I mean,
stoink.
Never saw it.
I
Not a
don't
frame.
think so.
Not a frame with Parks and Rec.
really?
You would love that show.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Did you see 30 Rock?
Yes. 30 Rock I liked.
I think that
also single.
God, I love 30 Rock so much.
Also single back in the day. Could watch it often. Curl up at the bowl. Watch
But
it.
your wife would really like
watch
Parks
it.
and Rec.
Yeah, but it's just.
And it's quick.
I watched 6 minutes of Dolomite before I had to turn it off.
Yeah, but
Did you watch 6 more last night?
No, I was at the movie. I saw
That's
Terminator
right,
last night.
he Mikhail Sapochnik directed an episode of True Detective.
I remember that.
Season,
Which season?
One.
Season 1, correct, 2015. And he did a bunch of episodes of Banshee. That's the show that I was talking about.
Did
Banshees.
he do number 1? Are you sure? Because I thought that it was actually directed by.
No, he said
was-
season 1.
Carrie Fukunaga.
Yeah, I thought
All of them?
I
I
thought
think he did all of them,
I thought
yeah.
he directed all of
Oh,
them.
so this might
season
be
2.
this might be season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because it was
what I was getting
2015
at,
was season 2, right? 2014 was season 1.
yeah, I think you're right. The thing I was getting at though was Banshee
every 2
because
years.
Banshee is a criminally underrated show. It's one of my favorite shows ever made. It's like that, Mackenzie Davis and *Halt and Catch Fire*, the 2 shows nobody's ever watched.
Yeah.
And they're probably in my top 5 all time.
Flesh and Bone. Flesh and Bone.
Flesh and Bone's great too.
All right, well, let's flesh and bone all over to the next story here. What do we got?
Ew.
Let me just.
Gross, Christian.
The Hayes brothers.
I heard of him.
Yeah.
They're.
You know.
Yeah, they're great.
They have been set to write a new historical horror film franchise based on this Louisiana, New Orleans mansion that was found like back in the day to have all these like slaves and children all tied up and. You know, ghosts have now allegedly been haunting this. They might write the first movie in the house.
No, that's fucking
I was going to
stupid.
say.
Going in
I was
the
gonna say- I was
house.
going to say those 2 lunatics will probably be in the house doing it because that's what they do.
I love them
Carrie and Chad
so much.
So if you've never watched the old school Schmoes episodes, I've known Carrie and Chad for a very long time, and they've been on the show a few times, and they scared Makuga legendary. That's how we actually
How did they scare
found
you?
out. So
They
well,
just
the
started
first time.
talking.
They told
Yeah.
stories. They told stories.
Well, they wrote The Conjuring, and Christian's bringing it up, and he sat in between them as they told all the stories about the things that was happening.
And the second time they were in, somebody jump scared me too.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
That's the first one. That
Oh,
was
that's the
old
first
Toad,
one.
That was Toad Hop days.
Oh, that was holy shit.
yeah, yeah.
That was episode. No.
Because it's 314,000 views.
Wow. Look
Well,
at
it's
that.
The Conjuring.
That
People
was
like
The Conjuring.
weird
That was
horror
the
stuff.
right one.
Yeah,
That
they
was the
came
right
in
one.
for Schmoes, and then Perry and I interviewed him for Collider Nightmares, I believe. It was at that time. But this was another thing
This
during.
video's on like a minute long.
No, that's not. This is the one. Watch, see, it'll pop in. That was just the ad. That was it. Yeah, right there. So look, this is Makuga with the. Yeah.
Look at that beard.
That's a good one.
So what are they talking about? Can you turn the volume up a little bit?
Face.
Yeah. Makuga's face.
In Wilmington, we were on location, and the poster was the tree with the noose.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in the movie with the witch hanging from the noose. On that day,
Who is
on
terrified of his
location,
face?
the 5 parent sisters and their dad came around, and Chad and I were standing on the side of the house, and the tree's over here, and there's the lagoon. And we see the parents
What are
come
you
around
doing?
this way.
He's
The
getting
5
ready to
sisters,
cover
chatty,
his
chatty,
earmuffs.
chatty. Oh, they're going back to watch something being filmed.
He's
And,
mesmerized, though.
Cindy,
youngest
they're all grown women now. They all look and they see this, and the witch is hanging from the tree. We're in between shots, and it's rigged.
It's when Vera looks up and sees it.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember
And
the
she
scene well.
freaking drops to the ground.
Yeah, she freaked
and
out.
Freaked out, just totally freaked out. And her sisters are consoling her, and we're like, "Oh my God, this is
okay,
this
Josh?
is pretty
I'm great, man.
dramatic." And she got up and
Bolt
walks that
Get me outta
way,
here.
and had
She never
wanted
came back around?
Nothing to do.
Now
with
I think
that
it was.
side of the house.
You can turn it off. But I think. Thank you, Christian. I think that it was a. It might have been the first Toad Hop one. Was when you ran out of
Where
the
is
studio.
that?
Yeah, that's the
This
old
is
Collider.
at the old
the old
Collider
studio.
studio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys
Did you
are.
guys sit him between them on purpose?
Yeah. Because the first time we had
The
him
first
on,
one they talked about talking to the woman that Vera Farmiga is playing in
Yeah.
real life, right? And
Oh, that's
they
it. Yeah. That's it.
and yeah, this is. I mean, that's 2 hours long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right there. Yeah,
I'm in the
he's in the
back.
back. This is 2013. So
Remember the days you would
I
just
think I just
text?
left.
Lou
Yeah.
Santini.
No, I was,
tweeting.
Who,
tweeting.
who is that girl?
no,
not her.
That?
Is that Daniela McBride?
No, that's Megan. That was Megan Finley. That was Kenny's friend.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway,
No, I first of all, I prefer their earlier work. This we know.
which one?
Rad.
Oh yeah, of
Rad.
course.
It's
Of course.
amazing.
I told you a
Have
story.
you ever
about-
seen Rad?
No,
They're the twin
no chance.
brothers, and it's a BMX movie. It's incredible
Yeah.
from the '80s. It's like it's almost perfect
This we
cinema.
know. This we know.
It took a lot of people don't know the movie.
It's incredible.
I showed my daughter the opening, Break the Ice. She's like, I want to watch Rad. I'm like, you are definitely my daughter. And my favorite story about that was that very few people have seen Red.
Right.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Talia Shire is in the movie.
Yeah.
Her husband directed the movie.
Oh, no shit.
That's why she's in the movie, right?
Okay.
So, and nobody saw this movie except it was very.
It was a studio release.
Yeah, it was like well, I don't know. It was East Coast. It was East Coast really got it. That's where it kind of blew, and that's when BMX was like the shit.
What year are we
This
talking?
85.
Yeah,
when this movie
85.
came out.
I
So,
found
was
it in
not
like
even in the room.
'89.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
so-
when I had a BMX bike.
and he's doing
Ramps.
he's doing the jump off the kicks bowl. But I was obsessed with this movie, like obsessed with it. And so Lori Loughlin in the movie.
She is in the
sure
movie.
is in
She
the movie.
sure is.
She's not a criminal in that one.
No.
But
Felicity's out of jail.
yeah, that's what I heard. So, well, she's getting the cell ready for Laura. But anyway, so the movie itself, I remember watching it as a kid, loving it, and those twins, they were the bad guys.
I know.
So I know fans love when I reference that I worked for Joe Silver. When I was working there,
You did?
one of my first meetings ever, I was working for David Gambino. He's like, or it was Eric Olson and David, and he go get the writers for this movie, and I walk out, and I go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, those are the brothers from Rad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm freaking out.
Hello?
I'm freaking out because and as I grab and I walk them over, I go, before we walk over, I gotta let you guys know I'm a big fan of the movie that you're in. And they look at me, they go, which one? And I go, Rad. They go, get the fuck out of here. And I go, yeah, because the other one, I think it was Chad, was also an assassin in Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
in the
okay.
first one, too. And then we talked about Rad for like forever.
Dude,
Yeah.
when they came in for that schmoes, you looked at me. You're like, you know where these guys
Yeah.
from? I was like, they look so familiar. He goes, Rad, and I was like,
That's right. That's right.
I love.
Would I like
Rad.
it?
I mean, it's an 80s. Do you
It's
like
very 80s.
old school 80s movies?
Yeah, sure.
It's great.
It's
Did
like
you see-
Karate Kid with BMX, but
Yeah.
just like less.
Gleaming the Cube.
Yes,
Yeah,
Gleaming the
it's
Cube
not.
is
Well, it's
great.
not like Gleaming the Cube. Gleaming the Cube turns into a full-on crime. It's about him.
Right, but
yeah,
the first part of Gleaming the Cube.
So the
What is the
basic
word you're
story.
saying?
Gleaming the
Gleaming
Cube.
the
It's a
Cube.
pool movie.
No.
Skate
Gleaming the
movie.
Cube?
Skate
It's a
movie.
skate.
Sorry.
So Rad is
In a
about
pool, though.
this kid, Crew Jones. He's just a normal kid, bike riding, kind of gets himself into trouble, but he's really good on BMX. He's like the best in the town. And so the whole BMX hell track comes to this small town, and they give all like the top riders from Mongoose and all these who come into town, and they're going to do the race.
Huffy.
But they give one shot to the locals to try, and all these people try out. They can't qualify, except guess who? Crew Jones.
You better believe.
Crew.
So,
If you guys
Crew
had
Jones.
sons, would you name him Crew?
Crew's a pretty bad
his
name.
name is
Bad
his
name.
name is actually Chris, but his
They call him
nickname's
Crew.
Yeah.
I like the name Crew.
Crew Jones.
Crew's
Yeah.
pretty
He's got
good.
his little sister.
Yeah.
I love.
Man,
I've seen that movie.
it's a great
good
effing movie. I like want to go watch Rad right now.
Do you think either? So our guests are coming in at 11.
Yeah.
Mike Citizen and Tom Dagnino. You think
Both know
do you think
Rad.
they both know Rad?
Tom and I
Oh.
have talked about Rad.
Yes.
before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure that they
for
do.
sure.
Is any other stories that we missed a lot, right?
Let me just go back down.
That was a lot of it.
Nothing.
No, that hits pretty much everything. There's just a great little throwaway story that Tim Miller revealed that in Deadpool 2 he got the rights for everything. He was going to have the Thing, the Fantastic Four Thing
cool.
character fight Juggernaut and Deadpool,
wow.
but then for whatever reason it just didn't work out. It's kind of a cool that would have been cool to see.
I'm
But
glad he moved on though too, because regardless of what I think, like I said, I think it's a good movie, Terminator. I think that Tim Miller was the reason that it was as good. Because I think it's a win for him.
He
for
is
sure.
fabo.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, so we're going to break. When we get back, we will have Bobby Finstock, Bobby Gucci, Tom Dagnino, and Mike Citizen here. They're going to talk some shit and tell us about the recent episode that they have on. Great.
And for all you Disney fans, the Hayes brothers wrote the original Disney Channel original movies Horse Sense and Jumping Ship. It's good stuff. Disney Plus.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, if you've been watching us every week, we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh McCouga. We've had Taylor Bisciotti on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Well, hello there. I'm Ken Knapsack, one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council, and I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider Video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Christian Harloff, and a bevy of guests, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue Brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Christian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out. And then after Episode 9, you got TV shows. So we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Over there. Welcome back to the Gerard Depardieu podcast. This is
that true?
Yeah, Gerard Depardieu is an editor over there.
Do you know how many times in your lifetime have you heard, "Is that true"?
Well, I hear it on a daily basis.
That's what I'm sure, a daily basis.
I woke up this morning and Eric's like, "Is that true?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
within seconds."
Yeah,
I wake up and just start
because
lying.
Because you lie in your sleep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Wow.
Double. I lie and I lie.
I've never heard you call yourself a liar.
Well, I mean, what's your definition of lying?
Well, you just said that. You just said that you were a liar.
Only in the mornings.
Only in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
What time is it?
It's still
the morning.
Still the morning, so he could be lying.
Still the morning.
But
yeah.
I do want to. I want to introduce you first. And it is Tom Dagnino. He's here, and he's here with Mike Citizen, my friend and friend of the show, and also Tom Dagnino's writing partner on Little Bobby and the Juice. You guys have a lot of episodes in the can now. Yes. How many? What are we looking at now?
Yeah, we just finished 8.
Which one? Sorry, let me get over it. You finished 8?
Yeah, we just put it was an 8-episode season.
8 episodes?
Yeah, season
8
finale.
episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a season finale. We dropped it last night for Mischief Night. It's Halloween themed.
Yeah.
It's basically characters playing characters. They go to Gerard Depardieu's Halloween party, and
do you have a doll of Gerard Depardieu?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Of course.
It's an actor. What was it?
You don't
My
know who
father,
Gerard
my father, the
Depardieu is?
You
hero.
gotta talk in the mic, honey.
My
Right
father.
here.
Just lower?
Just
No,
bring it
just come
mask.
closer. Yeah.
Gotcha.
My,
Remove your
my,
sunglasses.
my father, the hero.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was in that, and he was in that piano movie with Adrian Brody.
The pianist?
Yeah, that one. No, he was in The Pianist. The Pianist.
And in the Iron Mask.
Christian, can you pull him up?
And he's
you know who he was.
You know who he is.
Come on.
He's a good-looking guy.
He drinks 8 bottles of wine a day.
But do you have a doll of Gerard Depardieu?
I'm making one. We're making
He's
one.
not going to be in this season. He's in season 2.
Okay, but you do have a. You're
Well,
making
there's
one?
actually a
We can make-
doll.
we can make
There's
masks,
actually
yeah.
there's actually a doll in this episode that kind of looks like Gerard Depardieu.
It's Gerard, G-E-R.
Yeah.
Spell
A-R-D.
Depardieu.
Just look up the best actor
A-R-D,
in
yeah.
the
And
the
just
20th
put
century.
D should pop up. Gerard.
Yeah, D-E-P-R-U.
Christian, do you know who it is?
No, he doesn't know who it
I
is.
do, but I don't know how to spell.
So
the fucking
space
name.
it out, and then D. No, G-E-R-A-R-D.
There it is.
There you go. Second, you just had it. Go back. There, second one. Yeah. Here you go. There he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know those rocks.
There he is.
Look at the bottom. That's more accurate. Yeah, look at the top one there. Look at him. He's great. Look at that hair. He
That's
looks
the one.
He looks like he could be related to Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
He really
Lots of
does.
good
Like,
things.
Why does he-
same factory they were built in.
Throw so many Halloween parties.
Because he's Gerard Depardieu. I mean, would you? I mean, I would like to throw more than one Halloween party a year.
Yeah.
Get people dressing up nice and things like that.
I don't know if I like more this show as much as I do when these two are on to watch how you ask questions because it is such like you're baffled by them.
Well, but here's the truth. Here's the truth for anybody who's asked when he's been on previous times.
Yeah.
I love Tom.
I know you do.
Don't get him.
You know what about Mike?
New. We're new
Yeah.
friends.
We're new friends.
We hugged hello this time. Is the first time we've
That's
done that.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, but Tom's like one of my friends for a really long
Right.
time.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
I don't,
Rival.
I don't fucking get him at all.
Have you been
Right.
working on your posture?
Yeah, because everybody was shitting on me about it.
Yeah, no. Well, I've been telling you
better?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way better. Your
My
shoulders ride
fucking
lower
boobs
now, which
are
is good.
really heavy.
Are they really?
Really heavy. That's
It's got
that's what
such
people
a
don't
small
understand.
frame.
Like, imagine having weight. Like anybody who's having weight on your chest is really challenging
front load
to
you.
combat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really heavy. They're 10 pounds each.
Whoa,
That's why your
10
posture
pounds
is
each.
important.
What the fuck?
That's
in 10 pounds.
How do you
You
go?
have
How do you
10
weigh
pounds?
That's what they fucking told me.
You don't
There's
have
no
20
way.
pounds.
I've
Are you
lost a lot of weight, so they're probably not 10 pounds each anymore.
Okay.
But I had because I have lost a cup size.
You were a lot thicker when I first met you.
And
Yeah.
I was.
Not
I was.
saying that's a
And-
bad thing
No,
or a good thing,
totally.
but
I was a lot thicker.
Yeah, you are.
I've lost.
I didn't know you
Since
that.
you guys met me, I've lost 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
I've lost 30 pounds since you guys met me.
Really?
Right, let's wrap it.
I've lost 18 pounds too.
Yeah.
18?
Yeah. Oh, I'm shredded now. Yeah,
But muscle is more than fat.
Check me with a shirt off. It's crazy. Yeah. So no, back to the show. Have you seen the last episode of this?
No.
You haven't watched it in a long time. You got to watch this.
I
one.
watched the first 3 episodes.
This one we took off, and we made some. This was the most ambitious episode ever for sure.
Why is that?
Basically, we didn't use the. We used full-scale dolls in a real house for the first time, rather than like these backgrounds we use and things like that.
see.
So we use a lot more Steadicam, lighting, and more or less the characters are playing characters. It was a really ambitious episode, and we wanted.
Is this one of your favorite ones that you've done as a
Yes,
creator?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Not even a question about it. And going forward, because we got picked up for season 2.
No,
What does that mean?
Who greenlit it?
We did. Yeah, we did.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's we picked up for season 2.
Very nice. Look at
And I
Riley
think
I
Shore.
love that so much.
and I think what you're gonna, you're gonna, if you like this episode, you're
Roxy liked
definitely
that
gonna
one,
like
too.
what
I thought it
season
was
2
a good
has.
That
Yeah,
was good.
season 2 has is going to see a lot more of this, and we did this campaign.
What celebrities in season 2?
Forget
Depardieu.
about it. Yeah, well, he's,
Depardieu.
yeah, he's
Depardieu's one of
definitely
them.
coming in.
Yeah.
Travolta.
Okay.
He'll come in.
Now, what kind of Travolta are we going to say?
We're going to see a good one.
Are we going to see that? Are we going to see
Yeah,
the
which Travolta are we
Travolta
gonna see?
I'll let you know
with
this-
rumors? Rumored
yeah,
Travoltas?
yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Give me a
This is
lady name.
Oh, really? Kate Winslet.
Oh yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
and
this.
Frank Stallone.
So Kate
The real
Winslet-
Frank Stallone.
Did you get him?
We're negotiating.
Okay.
Although he has a problem with me because the
Does he?
music the music got banned, and he's like,
For what, from Free For All?
yeah.
Wait, tell me the
What's
story. I don't
happening?
know. So this is what you tell me if this is true because
yeah,
so
it is.
so here's what happened. So we for Free For All, and not for just Free For All, for Schmodown, Tom would come out to Frank Stallone's Far From Over. That was his theme song. So randomly, and we've been doing it for 2 years, randomly I started seeing that the videos were getting blocked. And I was like, why are they getting blocked? And Frank Stallone's company was blocking the videos because we were using Far From Over. So I said, that's it. You can't use it
Frank
anymore.
Stallone's company, a.k.a. Frank Stallone.
Wait, so what happened?
He
Tell me the story.
he has this documentary coming out.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like Stallone, Frank, that is, or something like that. Apparently,
Whatever.
it's winning a lot of awards. It won the Burbank Best Documentary.
Oh, I mean, that's
Film
what you
Festival
strive
Award.
for.
Yeah, of course. So I'm like, hey, Frank, because he knew a long time ago I was using the song. And he's like, cool, whatever. Nobody knows that song anymore anyway. So and when he sings it in Vitello's,
He's your friend?
He knows him.
Yeah.
He knows him.
Yeah,
You're
never
gonna
seen
say, I
it.
wouldn't say friends.
No, I wouldn't say friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky Frank.
Yeah. So Frank, he's like, look, can't do it anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, let's not talk anymore. And I haven't talked to him since, but now he's blocking
Is that
the
it?
video.
Now, again, I have to start off this.
Yeah, I got his email. You want to see my email?
I want to see the email.
Well, I mean, I could bring it up, but I don't know if it's there.
Well, if
It's going to take too long. It's dead air space. It's dead air space. No, it's dead air. No,
No,
it's dead air.
it's not dead air. I'll fill the air. You pull it up.
So, Mike, let me ask you a
Pull it
question.
up while he's talking.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask Mike this question because, Mike, you know him longer than anybody in this room. How do you decipher what's real and what's just utter bullshit?
Well, I think a lot of it's real.
I do too.
Yeah. I
But-
think probably 95% of it's real.
Right.
And then he'll just thread in some bullshit things to throw you off.
Right.
But I know it.
But you
So,
know
I
how to
mean,
read
I
it now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
pretty. He doesn't,
So is this real or not? Is there an email or no?
Yeah, I'm going to try to find
Well,
it.
that
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
know
asking
about.
you.
You're right.
Well, that I don't know.
What do you
about, 'cause
if you were to guess? Do you think this Frank Stallone?
I know
story
they
is
know
true?
each other from Craig's.
I know that they know
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other, but do you think that Frank Stallone officially asked them to stop playing the music? I don't think that that's true.
Maybe.
Do you think it's true?
Yeah, but if it happened at a Craig's bar or something like that.
He
for
said
sure.
it happened in email.
Oh, that I don't know.
I mean,
He doesn't
gotta
even know
remember.
anymore. See, he
Yeah.
got caught in a web.
His hands are shaking.
I will find it. I will find it.
Yeah, his hands are
You
shaking.
just- You just turned into the last Mohicans. I will find you. I will find you. Talking to the email. Is he shaking?
Yeah, his hands
Why
are
is
shaking.
we caught him
Also,
in
my
we
hands
caught
are
him in a
wet.
fib.
It's not a lie.
It's not a lie. All right. Well, I do. You know what I know? It isn't a lie. Is that you fist bumped Scorsese at the Irishman premiere?
That I did.
And you definitely
Tell
did
me
that.
more.
That I did.
Oh, you didn't hear the story yet. All right, so the shortcut version of it, as I told it, and I'll let him tell it in his words. We went to the premiere. We had pretty good seats. I'm looking at you the
I
same way I
thought
was
that
looking
they
at.
told you couldn't get a +1, and then
They wrote me and they said I could.
Good.
So
Thanks
and
for taking me.
You're welcome. You were out of 10 anyway. So Scorsese.
It's not your type of movie.
I don't know that I don't know if that's true.
She's not going to sit for 3 hours.
I'm from Boston.
It doesn't make a difference. It took place in New York.
I'm just saying, Irish, Boston.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
Not really Irish.
East
though.
Coast.
Do you want to hear the story? Do you guys want to hear the story?
I do want to hear
All
it.
right. You like when people talk about you. So,
Yeah.
Scorsese's there. He gives a speech, and then they start to go this way, and you hear Dagnino in the video. He's like, "Go this way, go this way,"
Yeah.
and then they start to turn him around. But before he does, sure as shit, he gives him a fist bump. Scorsese looks at him, laughs, and fist bumps him, and we got it on video. It's amazing.
did.
But tell me the Pesci story, because I left.
Yeah, he had to take off.
Yeah, we did hang out with Leah Thompson. That was cool.
We did.
Yes.
We did. He was there, and he was just like, we
was
were
like-
zeroing in on hot dogs. There was a lot
Yeah.
of things
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Pesci?
No, me.
No, him.
I was. It was 12:30. I had to get the hell out.
Yeah,
of
we saw Grey Trey, a couple other people.
Did you bring dessert home for your wife?
Oh, the
Not
first
for
thing.
this one. It was too late.
The first
Yeah.
thing was we get out of the car, and I'm like, what do you think? Over under, how many people are going to like this jacket?
It was the same jacket he wore. It was the same jacket he wore to the BFCA.
The white one
awards.
with the
the one he lies to everybody about where it was. So
the Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, and I said I'm going to set it at 13, and I'm going to take the over.
Yeah,
and we went way over
within 2 seconds. Like right after we said it, some guy's like, "Nice
jacket, yeah, good jacket, man."
Yeah.
Someone in the crowd. I really love that jacket. Good jacket, man.
Do you think they're lying?
No.
You think they really love it?
100%.
It just fits like a glove on me. It's like
I've seen it.
It looks tailored.
Yeah.
But it's not.
All right. So anyway, so you're at the party after I leave, and so tell me, set up the Pesci thing.
My buddy Christian, not you, the one who's
Rubalcaba?
friends with.
Yeah,
No, he's the
Rubalcaba.
he's the head of
Sister Christian.
He's a trailer developer over at Netflix. He does all the trailers. He's Platt's buddy.
Christian Apul.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, he's Platt's buddy. So he's like, Pesci's over there smoking a doobie, this and that. I'm like, you know what?
Doing
before I
cocaine?
leave, I'm going to go over there and talk to Joe Pesci.
Was he smoking the doobs?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
good.
cigars, and
I like
because they
that.
were handing out cigars.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
They were?
Yeah.
That's great.
And you can do whatever you want. That's what
ice cream
the
there,
guy
too.
said doobie, which I haven't heard in a really long time. So I'm like, let me go over there and see what this guy's up to.
Doobie
So-
Brothers.
Doobie Brothers, yeah.
So
Michael McDonald.
a couple of weeks ago, my buddy, I hang out in Toluca Lake. My buddy's a member of the Toluca Lake Country Club. So he tells me this story about Pesci. He comes in.
McCoy said he told you the story.
It might have been.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So it wasn't your buddy that was ranting?
I don't know who it was.
Okay, fine.
Somebody told me this.
Okay.
It might have been Makuga.
Okay.
It might have been.
All right.
So I go over to Joe Pesci, and his security's there. And he's getting ready to leave. I'm like, Joe,
You
what's
didn't
up
finish
with...
the story about the Toluca Lake.
Yeah, well,
What
the guy-
happened at Toluca Lake?
At the country club?
Yeah.
Is your,
it
and your
equals out.
buddy is Josh?
So the guy sitting there, he's like, I was over there, and Pesci's there asking for the rigatoni. He goes bananas. He's like, I'm paying $250,000 a year to stay in this country club, and there's no rigatoni. I made a call beforehand to ask if it was here. And then obviously
and you're
went off.
claiming that Makuga said that story.
Yes.
He might have.
Okay.
He
But
might have.
Makuga's
I'm
not a
really-
member of the country.
No. His friend is that's what Pesci was saying. Somebody, whether it was Makuga or whoever it is,
Somebody-
relayed the story to him.
Right.
Got it.
So what I like to do is morph myself into a story.
Of course.
You
Why
know?
wouldn't you?
So I'm like, Joe, what's up with the incompetence over at the rigatoni at the Toluca Lake Country Club? He's talking to somebody else. He goes, were you fucking there? And I'm like, yeah, I was there. And he's like, what the fuck is going on over there? I'm paying $250,000 to go to this thing. They got no rigatoni. I'm scraping off the thing in the buffet.
This is at the premiere.
Yeah. And the security started to back off.
Because
they were
he was
"All
coming
right."
after you at first?
Yeah, because we started talking. Yeah, because they were like, get away
Wait,
from
so
the guy.
he
'cause
was in the
everyone
middle of a
talks.
conversation and you just started shouting this at him?
About rigatoni.
Yeah, why not? So I'm like,
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. So we sat there and talked for about 5 minutes, smoking cigars. He's like, I don't know, I'm thinking about dumping that place, but I don't want to drive to Beverly Hills. And I was like, all right, because he lives in Toluca Lake in the gated community over there.
What's in Beverly Hills?
Another club.
Another country club, yeah, another country club. So we sat there and talked for a little while. He's like,
What
I don't
did you
know,
just
man.
fucking look at me like that for?
Because there's Beverly Hills Country Club.
Okay.
Did you just pull bread out of your pocket?
Uh-huh.
It's the biggest. Wow. Where? It's like 2 pockets in those sheets.
That's what the 20
And it's
pounds
skin
is. It's the
tight.
bread.
Yeah.
You have 20 pounds of bread in your pants.
Oh, it's... Yes, it's
yeah, we were
bread.
talking
it's
for a
the
little
thing
while.
that you stole from the green room.
And then his, wow, yeah. She's notorious for that.
She loves to steal things from the green room.
Yeah.
She's so mad at me right now.
Supposed to eat
Well,
on
she got
air.
yelled
I guess
at
you could
last
eat on
time.
air when I'm here.
She got yelled at.
I steal.
No, and then he was just.
Yeah, so everybody steals from the green room.
Bottom
It's fine.
line was he was pissed off, and he thinks I'm a member there now. He's like,
That's
next
good.
time you're there, come sit with me. I'm like, all right, cool.
Get out of here.
But
You
I'm
said
not
that,
a
dude?
member.
That was amazing.
That last part was not
Dude,
true.
you should join that club just to sit with Joe Pesci. You kidding
You want to
me?
lend me $250,000?
Just to be clear, so that I understand you, that last line was not true. Everything else was true.
Yes, it was. He says,
He
I'll-
said you should come sit with me.
well, he said if I see you there, let's hang out. Same thing.
I don't think it's the same thing.
It's close.
Yeah, whatever.
It's close.
All right. Anyway, tell me a little more about this episode. What can we see besides insanity?
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of stuff we're learning from this episode is we're trying to move to more live action.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff with the promos we're doing. So it's kind of lending to the second season and a lot of stuff we have on tap for that.
Okay.
We're going to be able to escape from the dolls and go into reality for a second, and then maybe move back because we have control of the masks now. So you're going to see characters like me. We can make you a character.
Okay.
Like we can make Roxy. We can make anyone characters now.
But not dolls.
And
No, there will be dolls
on
still.
the dolls, and then we can step out and be in reality.
But what's the part you're calling live action?
The real people.
The real people
You're
who
saying
can.
he could be a character and
So
a doll?
there could be, say, like a dream sequence in season 2,
right?
And then we pop up, and all of a sudden we're in.
So that's going to be kind of the new gimmick.
Really
of season 2.
Bobby and Juice come on Collider Live
New
as
vehicle,
dolls.
yeah.
And you can show them up as.
And well, we can be the dolls as well, or whoever wants to be the dolls.
Yeah.
But if you're talking to the dolls, we'll pan to you, and it'll be really you.
I see what you're saying.
Not the dolls.
So
Did you ever get asked back?
No, they didn't like my original
asked back
line
either.
read.
Well,
no. We have a full.
Just kidding.
No, that was a hit. That was a monster episode. It almost got ripped down though.
Why?
Yeah.
You.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What happened?
There were things that happened inside that episode.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we gotta.
You know, the thing is,
Oh, you wanted them to pull it?
I met this guy over at the Orlando event when we were there, and he's like, I watched the show and I have to pause it all the time to take notes because half the time I have no idea. The jokes are just so far over my head. But he's like, it's made me a smarter person. Because he had no idea what a glass bottom boat was, and there's a lot of other crazy things.
What's a glass bottom boat?
You don't know what a glass bottom? I don't want to. We can't say that on here, can
Gerard Depardieu
Sure.
made it famous back in the late '80s.
He did. Stallone
Glass
did too.
bottom boat. Is it a cocaine
Sly.
thing?
I mean, at this point.
Yeah, well, it's just like he's
It's a poop thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, and there's like the Scarborough surprise. There's a lot of other things going on.
I'll be honest. I was watching it. I want to support you guys.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand a lot of it.
Well, yeah, you should be the taking notes person. Maybe why don't you call this guy? I'll put you in touch with him. He'll give you the notes, and you can just look at
Well,
it.
here's the thing. We try to pack a ton of jokes. And just when it gets compressed, it's tough because we're only dealing with like a 10-minute show or this and that.
No,
so
I think you guys are doing
we
a
let it
great
breathe.
job. I don't mean it like that.
No, I didn't take it like that.
Some of the
Yeah.
like what you guys just showed me. I you know when you look at something and you're like, I'm stupid. Like I watched it and I'm like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else is laughing.
No,
So-
that's fair.
Well, I don't think that's stupid. I think it's just there are certain senses that you have. We know this. You have a different sense of humor than most of the
Yes,
people
we
in this
know.
room. Yeah,
Sure.
and so it just doesn't mean that you don't understand what pen. What?
The time that you said.
Oh, slapped your hand. You love that. You really like that one. See, you go back to like that kind of silly shit. You love it.
Yeah.
You
She's
take you
silly.
right out of it.
That was the best moment on the show.
Well, that was when I slapped Riley. You like that
Yeah.
one? I did it to you also.
We slap people across the table.
No, so Riley.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's a move that so put your hand on your describing something like you're Riley. It's like guys.
It's like I'm trying to do what? Oh
just
yeah, I
talking.
need you guys to Roxy.
Yeah.
It's
Like an hour, I lost.
Well, it's
She
like what
lost
I used to do to him. He'd be sitting there going for a bag of chips at a party, and I would just like, when his hand's in the chip bag, I would just like grab the whole thing.
By the way, there's a line that Arnold delivers in Terminator.
Don't say it.
I
Oh,
won't.
you watched it? You saw
I
it?
saw it last night.
Was it good?
It's all right.
Okay.
I liked it more than he did.
Yeah, but
All right.
it's enough that you should go see it.
No, of
For
course.
sure.
But there's a line that he delivers
Is
that
Furlong in it?
I want a sound clip from it because it's
Okay.
it's such a great Arnold soundbite.
But is it funny?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
His parts are funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that growing up, my brother always did that I have started implementing, which is brutal, similar to that, is anytime somebody yawns, I shove my hand in their mouth.
That's
Yeah,
germs.
that's good.
That's
Yeah.
germs.
I've seen that before.
How about
Kills them.
germs? Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
Or trying to sneeze, somebody fucking hit you.
Yeah,
like
I like
the nose.
but this one, the handshake.
Oh,
one.
yeah,
no
That's
thumb?
Yeah, that's the
it's
the
fantastic.
handshake.
Well,
yeah. It's like,
that's a no thumb to no thumb.
Yeah, but do it normal.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
it's for the
that's the
it's
worst.
you know what it's for. It's for. Has everyone ever shook your hand and tried to break it?
No.
So like a heavy handshaker, like this guy's
like
gonna
to-
try to
oh,
crush your
right,
hand.
right,
Yeah, like
show
a
you how
banker.
strong it
Try to
is.
crush my hand.
Like a banker.
You hit him with a no thumb, and they end up like.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Try to crush my
Well,
hand.
see, if
Wait, I
you
want to
had,
do the no thumb.
Wait,
if
but
you
just-
had no,
you got to do it normally here. Just do a regular handshake.
Yeah, but
you do a
it
regular
could be
handshake.
dangerous for girls.
Oh,
if you do a
it's
no
so
thumb.
weird.
gross.
Yeah, but if
I
you
don't
do a
like
no
it.
thumb, it could be
You
dangerous.
can't no thumb to no thumb.
No, she didn't do no thumb. She just did.
Yeah,
a
but if
regular
she
handshake.
did a no thumb
Why is it
to a
dangerous?
regular one, hands can go
Right
awry.
now, I'm picturing
You could
like
end
a
up in
beautiful
here.
mind thing with
Yeah.
the
Yeah, hands can
algorithms
go
all
Here's
around.
how-
See,
Here-
that should be an episode.
See, here's how it was invented.
Maybe it is.
So there's people that walk around that just think that like shaking your hand and trying to crush it is like more dominant.
Yeah,
or
like
something. You're a fucking
evangelists.
asshole. You know what I mean? So you're supposed
that
to meet
doesn't
some.
usually happen to like,
not
men
not
don't
to you. Well,
usually.
not to you. Yeah, but for guys, there is trying to like an alpha thing, like fucking douchebag. Like try to
Yeah.
like we should meet in the middle, whatever
Right.
the strength is.
Right.
You know, I mean, I can crush your hand too, but I'm not gonna try to. So sometimes I get like wind of somebody be like, "Yo, citizen, this guy's gonna try to crush your hand." Like we worked in a production facility with Message.
You got wind of it.
And I got wind of it. I'm like, this fucking douchebag.
comes in
I hate
hot.
this guy.
Right.
He's
He
trying to
comes in
crush.
hot.
So you know from him?
He's trying to crush hands. I'm like, okay.
Was
all
it
right.
Cornish Game Hen?
It was Cornish Game Hen.
He's the
So I
worst.
go, I'm gonna go. It was an editor we used to work
Yeah,
with.
his name's
So
Mark Cornish, and we used to call him Cornish Game Hen.
Got to create a character called Cornish game.
Yeah, Cornish game.
Oh, wait till you see we have Daryl Demand and Steve Supply coming in.
That's the Travolta episode.
All right, let me hear the no thumb.
So I know he's coming in strong. So if you hit somebody coming in strong with a no thumb and they don't know that you know that they're coming in strong, they end up in your fucking. They end up up.
Yeah,
and it's weird.
Right.
And everyone around was waiting for me to do it, and I came in with the no thumb, and it was masterful.
That's really funny.
I James Cagney'd him. You know how Cagney used to whip out his gun, but he hold it close to his
He used
side
to whip
like
out
this?
his stick, too.
Yeah, all the time. So Cagney used to whip with a 38 like this, right? So when people go for a handshake with me, I keep it real tight.
Yeah.
So they have to come in like really weird. It's awkward.
You got a lot of sweat going on.
Yeah. Well,
Why? It's not that hot in here.
I worked at 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
What'd you do at 3 o'clock in the morning? What were you doing?
I was set dressing in that commercial.
Oh, that's right.
What
And when
commercial?
Jay Washington was at.
Stretton on it?
No. No, I'm that's bigger pay grade here. It's big pay grade.
What's Stratton on?
She's in no.
Stratton.
That's a, yeah,
Stratton.
What is she doing? She
Sarah Stratton and
she does a lot of stuff.
Tom work together all the time.
Yeah, we work together all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
You probably love that.
Yeah, no, it's a good time.
They're like this.
You're talking
It's
about a
crazy.
product.
Yeah, it's a good time. But so I was.
Well, they were former co-hosts.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're still
Underrated
like,
show.
very close friends.
So I was downtown and I see
Ralph's.
I see this big black guy. I'm like, that looks like Jay Washington. At like 8 o'clock in the morning. What the hell's he doing down here?
He's a bouncer.
No,
He was an actor.
He was an actor in the commercial I was doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's on a lottery commercial.
That's awesome.
He's gonna do really well for himself.
Good.
You know.
Well, it's a good commercial.
He
Yeah.
books. He
Yeah.
books a
No.
lot.
Well, he's got a look. I mean, especially he said he dropped 200 pounds.
He lost a lot of weight.
It's
That's
crazy.
really
That's a
good.
lot of
It's
weight.
really great.
That's
I
a
know.
whole year.
For,
That's a
for
person.
health reasons.
It's like 3
So,
Roxy's.
yeah, it's like what do you weigh? Like 105?
110.
Nice.
Well,
Minus the 20.
booze. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think probably they're
So
less
20
now.
your head probably weighs
So you're like a good
20.
90 pounds.
So 40 pounds.
Were they individually weighed?
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking
weighed?
a doctor. I went in for breast reduction, and so they have
What?
to like tell you
Wait,
how
wait,
much
wait.
your
I don't know
breasts
about
weigh.
What was that?
I went in for breast reduction because
Don't do
I
that.
was not anymore. They're
Just
smaller now.
because of the back.
My back is in agony all
Say
the time.
what?
But this is when you guys first met me. But
Yeah,
now
but you
they're
weren't like
now-
triple D's or anything like that.
They were really big. Yeah, that's exactly right where I was.
Yeah, and
Do you have any of your old bras still?
Yeah, probably.
Because 90% of girls wear the wrong size bra, and that's what happens with their backs.
Well, that wouldn't affect your back.
Thank you, doctor. So yeah.
you as a doctor would get the whole medical practice shut down. Everyone who's a doctor.
Well, no, it's called practicing.
You know the
medicine.
other doctor.
Yeah, but do you guys ever have those
Oh, boy.
friends
Don't bring him.
who you're like, who do that? Like you're like, I would never want them to be a doctor. Or I would never want my kids to be taught
Right.
by that person, and that's exactly what they do. And you're
Yeah.
like, that's somebody's doctor, or that's
Yeah.
somebody's teacher.
George Carlin had the best joke of all time. He goes, He goes, right now, out there is the worst doctor. He goes, has to be. Process of elimination.
Yeah.
He's the best. It's true.
He's on Rushmore.
Yeah, if
He's on Rushmore.
Not even a question.
It's
I
like-
think he's top.
You
I think he's
think
best.
about
Well,
it.
Rodney, him.
It's so true. It's like
There's Rodney.
you have to think about it. Like someone is terrible, and it could have been you.
Yeah, but more so than that, people I know, like one of my very close teacher or friends is a teacher, and I'm like, oh my god,
How are you a teacher?
Oh my god,
Right, just did
Like,
coke with you in the bathroom 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
You
when-
know what I'm talking
That's
about.
the same thing that happened to my niece's teacher. She I'm like,
What's the same
she
thing?
was boofed. Yeah, it was Kelly Napolitano.
Kelly Napowski. Oh.
She, they come in. My niece is in the class. This is when she was like 5 or 6 years old, right? So
Running scams
They're
even
there,
back then.
probably.
Yeah.
They're all sitting in the classroom. They're like, "Where's the teacher? Where's Miss Napolitano?" They couldn't find her. One lady looks under the desk. One of the girls looks under the desk, and their shoes sticking out, like Wicked Wish of the East or whatever
Yeah.
it is. And they're like, they go under the desk. She's under the desk, passed
Sleeping?
out,
Oh my God.
passed out.
Yeah.
With like coke on her
Sleeping.
nose,
Oh
just
my
wasted.
God.
She got fired like
Immediately.
Shouldn't do
No
cocaine.
shit.
Immediately under the desk with like a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Oh,
I'm like, what the
man.
hell happened? She's like, I don't know.
Having a rough week.
I thought it was powder. Like, and then she said she was dehydrated. I'm like, yeah, no shit, you probably are.
Well, it happened a couple of times at my school where like teachers would disappear.
What the fuck?
This never happened to you?
No, I mean,
I know a couple of teachers. I
No,
dated a
teachers would
couple of
disappear,
teachers.
and then you would hear rumors that they were like banging a student
Oh.
or
That's
something.
probably
That
true.
happens
But they
often,
don't.
yeah.
But they don't tell you. It's not like an announcement is made. Like, by the way, Mr. Whatever is
Was
leaving
banging
because he
Charlotte.
was banging
Right.
Tess. Like,
Right.
Well, they're not going to say
Was
that.
that something?
well,
Tess?
Mr. Whatever, Tess was a real part.
I think what
How old
hap-
was
That's Boston,
what was
right?
the
Illegal.
fucking
illegal.
For sure, I was in high school.
She was in high school.
Well, I'll tell you what.
But I don't know if that's true.
All the ladies now are
Right,
smoking
there's
hot
rumor.
that are dating the dudes in school. Yeah.
Well, here's the crazy. Remember at Florida State, I originally was doing like English education, so I had to like go to like Leon County High School and like I had to like oversee a classroom. I was like 20.
Right.
And so I was like going in there, and the chicks were like 17, and they were like, kind of hot. And I was like, dude, I gotta get out of there. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'd change my major.
Yeah, you want to get
My buddy was a substitute teacher and sleeping with chicks.
I didn't like that story.
Well, he went away. He got away from it.
I just feel for you hard, Christian, as the father.
Oh, they're going to be living. They're going to be living in a cabin in the woods,
in Montana.
Yeah.
Homeschool
in Wyoming. Yeah,
We're going to do an
absolutely.
episode on that next season.
I know that I'm sure every generation says this, but like
shotgun.
No,
you get a shotgun.
No blitz. Oh.
No, fine.
I mean, look.
Want to finish it up and then we can get out of here?
I just think that it's scary growing up at this time.
Yeah,
like,
no shit.
I mean, they're like
The
sex,
internet.
drugs, rock and roll
every time.
earlier and earlier.
It's always been scary growing up. You just got to navigate properly.
Yeah, navigate and figure it out.
And have good parents.
You have to have
That's
good
right.
parents. That's exactly right.
So my kids are screwed. You gotta navigate through and tell us.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Today?
Oh, it's
Happy
today.
anniversary.
Thank you.
10 years ago you got married?
9 years.
Oh, up to Topanga.
That picture that you posted was gorgeous, and your wife is stunning. And I love what you wrote. It was really sweet.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, unrelated.
And it's not like she's ever gonna read it. She hasn't checked social media
Really?
in 4 years.
I'm surprised.
Smart.
Yeah, she's real smart. Where can they find it? Where can they go?
First of all,
where
we want
should
to
they
thank
go?
you guys.
Thank you so much.
Collider Live as a whole.
Yeah, thank you.
For
helping launch the
send
show.
off with you. We wanted to come here, bookend what we were going to do.
Yeah,
we launched the first episode on here.
Yeah. And you guys will be on SEN.
No, you guys helped it out with the Win a Goldfish, which was huge for us. And got people aware of the show as a whole. And
when was your season 2 greenlit for?
It'll be probably, we're thinking maybe
January, February.
Yeah, maybe Valentine's Day again.
Yeah, we
same
like
thing.
the Valentine's Day to Halloween kind of.
It's good.
Yeah.
Bookends.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm really impressed. It's great that you guys are doing
Yeah,
this.
I mean, it takes a lot.
It's hard
It takes
work.
a lot of
thank
intestinal
you.
fortitude to actually go through with something like this and put ourselves out there.
What's the subscriber count out right now?
You know what? We're at 36 something.
Let's get it to 4,000.
That's what we were
Let's
trying.
get it to 4,000.
And Adult Swim still wants to see 10,000 subscribers. I mean,
Let's
I know
get it
that's
to
a
4
tough thing.
today. The goal is to get it to 4. So go to Little Bobby and the Juice. Go check out the episode. Leave a couple comments there. If you've never seen it before, go and check it out. Little Bobby and the Juice. Mike Citizen and Tom Dagnino. Again, we will see the guys. The guys will be on SEN probably sooner than later.
No.
And thank you for joining us. And after the break, we're going to take some phone calls from you guys. So, Christian, if you can, put that number up there, and then we'll take some calls after the break.
Ooh, what's this?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm gonna put that number when we come back, so you guys can call, and I'll hang up on some people and then not. It's gonna be fun. Okay, bye.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, if you've been watching us every week, we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh McCouga. We've had Taylor Bisciotti on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hi, I'm CODY IS host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week, we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Well, hello there. I'm Ken Knapsack. one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council. And I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Christian Harloff, and a bevy of guests, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue Brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops in on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Christian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out. And then after Episode 9, you got TV shows. So we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Ominous music. I like it. What is this? Is this copy-free shit?
Yes, sir.
I like it. This is good. I like it. Find some good stuff here.
What is this, copy-free shit?
This is copy-free
I love
shit.
some copy-free shit, Christian.
Welcome back to Copy-Free Shit. It's
my favorite show.
It's really good. It's Collider Live. It is
the
Wednesday.
best show on the YouTube.
Yeah, look at this. Just like that. We have our picture.
It's great.
There is Rock's face, it should say.
Yeah.
Rock's face.
Rock's face. There you go, Roxy. You look good in that. You look good in that suit.
I was just gonna say, you got to wear a suit like that.
I love things like
yeah,
that.
I can see you wearing that for sure.
Dope.
Yeah.
It's like Annie Lennox.
Yeah, I can see you doing that. That would work.
You guys are so sweet.
Yay! Okay, we're gonna open up the phone lines for you sons of bitches, and you're gonna call, and we're gonna listen.
Oh, look at that!
Are we gonna listen and be honest with them?
Yeah, we will. Who is this?
Hello, this is Kayla.
Hi,
Kayla. Kayla with her vagina.
This is Kayla from Monday's show about with my grandmother.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. We can hear you now. What's going on? What do you got for us today?
Well, to answer Makuga's question,
Yeah.
my grandmother is from Kingston, and she kind of knew them because they were running the Wilkes-Barre-Pittston
Hell yeah.
family up here in the Northeast.
Hell yeah, right on.
Wait, what's happening right
So
now?
her mom knew, her grandma, knew one of the characters, what the character Al Pacino played in The Irishman.
Yes.
And
not Al Pacino. It was Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci,
Russell.
got it. Yeah.
Russell.
And Wilkes-Barre Scranton, for those that don't know, Scranton obviously from The Office, if you know, but Wilkes-Barre Scranton's about an hour northwest of Philadelphia, and then Pittsburgh. There was like this awesome mafia connection between Philly, New York, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pittsburgh, yada yada, Youngstown, Ohio, Detroit. Yada.
Pacino plays Hoffa.
I thought she said, "I'm here with my grandma," and then I felt bad for screaming vagina.
Oh. Yeah. Well, maybe you should think about that beforehand.
No, it's okay. Okay, so today's question is all about how people taking off content before it's even released. So with the Game of Thrones, with the 1,000-year before prequel with Naomi Watts was already canned before us as an audience, or even a test audience with fans actually got to see it. And House of Dragons got straight series to order on HBO Max. And how would you guys say that we should be seeing the content first before it's even canceled, or do you think that it's up to the studio heads and what they are going or what they want? Otherwise,
it's a good question, Kayla. It's a solid question.
I mean, it happens all of the time.
Yeah.
Like the amount of pilots that are shot that we don't see is much more than the amount of pilots that are shot that we do see.
It took YouTube to show us where's Rodney, for Christ's sake.
Right.
True.
The only,
and that was a gem.
Yeah. And the only reason that this is such a big story is because it's a proven IP in Game of Thrones. Now, not the same characters, but I think that Roxy and Makuga made a very good point before that we don't have the trusted material from George R.R. Martin, so maybe the producers got a little scared about that. Or maybe they also didn't want to put the kind of money into 2 Game of Thrones series. What's going on with this, Mike?
I think also similar to what you said, Christian, possibly, I don't know, because obviously I didn't see it, but maybe it wasn't good.
That could be, but also, we didn't think about this. What if they're doing both series now, and HBO goes, we don't want to spend that much money on both of those series. Pick one. We want to pick one. Which one do we think is going to do better? We think that one's going to do better. We're not spending $100 million for that season. We're not spending another $100 million for that. We're spending $100 million on one season.
Solid.
Or
we think it'll be this one.
Yes, because also more than money, maybe they thought this is confusing. We've been listening to people, and this is slightly confusing.
Could be all that stuff.
Yeah.
And also too,
thank you, Kayla.
Also, just to let Roxy know, I love Roxy. Roxy, you are my favorite. I love you. And Dorina, you guys are my 2 favorite women on that show.
Hell yeah, babe. Thanks, Kayla. I really appreciate you.
Right now, Kate's crying in the corner. Thank you so much for the phone call. Appreciate it.
Kayla.
I miss Kate. I haven't seen her.
I know.
We're never here together. Well, I'm here this Friday.
Is she going to be on? Is Kate on Friday?
Yeah. Ooh. Wait.
I am. Is this Mark Ellen?
Is he here? He must be here. Headphones.
How did you know
He's
that?
playing jump. He's playing jump.
Give me
for
a
you.
little. It's my last 2 shows. You got to put the headphones on. I don't think you have the. I don't think that's on.
It's it feels so good. Can anybody hear me in there?
No.
Can anybody hear me out there?
Yeah,
I'll just be in the back. I'll just sit in the back.
Do you want to sit here? You sit here. I'll sit there. Go ahead.
No, it's good.
I want to be able to.
Why don't you pull up right here?
Scoot up.
Why don't you pull up here?
Look like the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's always
Dark
nice to
Fate.
walk into a room and have all my dear friends just yell at me, headphones! Headphones!
Omaha! Mark,
new to
I want to
this.
be clear. I did not say it once.
You seemed happy to see me.
I was very
I
happy
was
to see
happy.
you.
You seemed
I'm
happy.
very happy.
Christian's
But we
still
knew
wearing the
this.
I
headphones.
was confused on
very
how you
excited.
guys all knew it was going to be him.
It's his music.
It's his music. It's Van Halen.
Van Halen.
What song did Bill
Jump.
Caba give me? Good man.
Jump.
Good
Well,
man.
I know that he's the massive Van Halen fan, but I didn't know that that meant that he was coming in the room.
Clearly, you're new here.
Yeah, so what happened? You were just you
We've
were
established
walking
this.
by and you said,
It's
"I'm
in the area.
I like
Figured
it.
I'd swing by. No, I didn't want to bid you adieu. Just like with a text, like, "Hey, nice job on the show. See you on Monday."
Well, that's very nice.
Like I wanted to come by and pay my respects to the program, to you hosting the program. Yeah, to the program. It shall live on and be just fine. And then you're going on and doing some other operation.
I am, and we'll be doing.
Not sure if I'm invited.
Oh yeah, well you're going to be on the show on
Haven't
Monday.
received it in the mail yet.
Well, I'll just let you know.
Mail
Well,
invitation.
he didn't know.
It's like a Mark Riley wedding invitation.
Yeah.
I get a lot of
Shows up.
texts. I get a lot of hugs when
You'll
he's
be
drunk.
there.
I don't know.
We just confirmed this, motherfucker.
I
Come
don't-
on.
I don't know.
I confirmed it too. You'll see Mark on Monday. He'll be on Monday.
He's
You're gonna be
talking
on
about
is my wedding on Monday.
your
Is
wedding
that
is
what we're
Monday.
talking
Yeah.
about? Jesus, we
The
gotta
on
get moving.
Monday wedding.
Yeah.
It's a good way to close out. What, are you not available tomorrow or something?
I can't do tomorrow. So
That's what I figured.
I told Riley, I'm on the road.
Friday.
I'm at the Cincinnati Funny Bone the weekend he's getting married. So we pushed it to Monday.
Yeah.
We haven't told his wife yet.
Yeah. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
How are you guys doing? Everybody's good?
Well, good.
Everybody's good.
Good.
We're fine. How are you?
We're all fine here now.
Yeah.
How are you?
Perfect.
Roxy, what's new?
Did you wait until Tom left on purpose?
Was he here?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
A good 30
I had
seconds
no
ago.
idea he was here.
They left nice sweat in their seats for Riley and Josh to sit in.
Yeah, well, the mic's already smelled before. Oh, and by the way, you know what today is?
It's
my All Hallows Eve and your anniversary.
That's right.
Oh, is it? Happy anniversary.
I was thinking about it on the way over here.
He wasn't in the room. He was in the room. He was outside. Yeah. But Roxy brought it up when they were in here.
Got it. Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rox.
Yeah.
Typical Ellis contribution to Collider Live.
No,
we talked about that now.
But let me ask you an honest question.
Yeah, the answer is Zoobly Zoo.
Well,
Hit the music.
When you
We've got Christian Rubalcaba.
yeah, he doesn't know it as
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Okay,
Thank you.
When you
Good.
think
I'm proud of you.
There it is.
when you think of this day, do you think of my actual wedding, or do you think how much you have to recover?
Christian,
from
I'm
the
going to
wedding?
cut you off right there. I'm going to think about what a magical ceremony it was.
You don't
I'm going
remember
to think about all the lessons that I loved, not just about matrimony and what it means to fully commit to somebody else and why I'll never be in that position.
Sure. You were in
I
a lot of positions that night. One right by the fountain, laying down.
I more realized that
He drowned himself in 2 inches of water.
Hammered. My dad. What does my dad say to you every time you see him?
So yeah, it's pretty much every time I see his old man. I thought it was just the next time, but it's just hey,
For
Mark,
10 years.
Good to see you. It's just like Christian's wedding, except you're not drunk.
I gotta say, I hate shit like that. I hate when somebody repeats it so many times.
Never let you forget.
No, I think I earned it.
Like, can I come?
Do you remember? You remember how he was?
Yes,
Like,
I do.
like that.
So
Yes, I do.
So I remember
It was really my first meeting with you.
Steve Renazzisi was holding him, and someone said, "Why is Steve holding that little boy?"
It's like
The rag doll?
my look at that time was like Geppetto made a ventriloquist dummy and just kept adding on pounds to it. It's like, let's just keep building it bigger.
And it was just on wine and beer.
Did you make out with anybody at the wedding?
Yeah.
Not at the wedding.
My mother-in-law was close.
Not at the wedding. Yeah, me and Pat had a nice meal at Wood Ranch. After here's the issue that I ran into is that I'd never been to a wedding before where they have booze like as we're going into the ceremony because a Harloff wedding they're throwing wine at you right off the bat. So I'm just sipping Chardonnay like it's nothing. Empty stomach. Same thing was available at Josh's wedding, but this was a more prepared Mark Ellis. I knew that I had duties that day. I knew that I had to eat well beforehand, so we went to whatever the Jack in the Box. We had to go 20 miles outside of Carmel to find
a fast food.
No hamburgers in that
We
town.
still the other day we actually brought up. We were.
I know. I looked.
There are very few times my wife and I are like, you know what? That was the one we really wish we would have been at because we like to sleep, we like to rest. The other day we're like, we're fucking bummed we missed McCougar's wedding because that was well, my daughter was born. Like
I
remember saying to you, and I'm like, when's the wedding? And then you told me the date. I'm like, that's right around when the baby's gonna be.
Yeah. And you were like, man, I'll try and make a 24-hour trip. And I was like, Sadie, I'll kill you.
There's no way.
It was a good wedding. There was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of dancing. We found out that night David Griffin is Superman because he disappeared for an hour. Nobody knew where he was.
Right.
Came back out of breath. Hey, what'd I miss?
Yeah, he went to the vineyard somewhere.
He went to go fight crime somewhere up in Frisco and flew back just in time.
Well, good. I'm glad you're here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk some phone calls from the fans. We're gonna call
it's like a radio show.
It's like a radio show. So. It's like have you heard the show before? You know what this program is?
The people listening outside of the.
It's exactly like.
Hey, you're on the program. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Brad from Nebraska.
Hello, Brad. Nebraska. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good, man. What do you got going for us today?
Well, I actually had a friend's trivia question for Rock.
Oh, shit!
Can we all play?
I want to play.
No. This is a big moment. Roxy's really
but
bad
she
at
hates trivia.
But she's a huge Friends fan.
Okay.
So that she's got a shot.
So we can steal.
Fucking like these games.
Hey, Roxy, can I help you? Because I know Friends very well as well.
You don't have to get involved in every trivia game.
But I like winning.
20 seconds. I'm going to give you to answer the question. Is that fair?
Is it an actor's name or a director? Because I don't know. I don't
know.
know.
Is that it? No.
don't like
Something else
Don't
going
hit the mic
Okay.
during the show.
I didn't hit the
Brad,
I didn't hit the mic.
Brad, we're gonna. Man, you guys have really tightened the bolts on this program since the last time I was here. Brad, I'm gonna put you on the clock. 20 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and answer Marcel.
What was the question?
Okay.
It wasn't. He was making his
All right,
joke.
the
I was
question
pre-answering.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear the question.
In the episode, season 1 episode, where it was the dozen lasagnas, what was the theme song that the Friends crew hummed at the beginning of the episode?
Ooh, boy.
In the pilot?
No, in the lasagna episode.
In the first season, it was a lasagna.
The one
episode.
with the dozen lasagnas.
The one with
It's
the
called
dozen,
the one with the dozen lasagnas.
apparently.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, what's the answer?
I'm gonna say
Amore.
mash.
And say that's amore when the moon. That one.
No.
It's the Odd Couples theme song. from Schmoedown.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a good question. The Odd Couple. I see why you asked
What
you
is?
that.
What's the? What
See why
happened in
you
the
asked that.
episode?
I don't know that one.
You know why they asked you that
Remember,
question?
she made all
I
those.
get it, obviously.
Is it the one when she made all the lasagnas and one of the
Joey-
nails? Her nails went in there, so they had all that. Yeah.
The title would seem to infer that.
There you go. Thank you for the phone call. Really appreciate it.
See, they give you a hint as to
Just
what's in
happened
the
out of
episode.
I've said this to you a lot of times. We need a new. Did you turn me down?
No. I didn't.
Okay, guys, here's what's
We need
going
a
on.
new-
Let's be professional a little bit here. Okay.
Okay.
Every time I turn up the Skype, it messes with the audio.
gotcha.
There was a show last week. Someone was messing with the board, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Christian,
so
I have
just
to go to the
along.
bathroom.
You're good.
It's
You're
hard.
good, dude.
It's just popping.
I don't.
Can we pull
I
over?
don't love entering to the Odd Couple theme song. I've told you this so
You
many
told me, I
times.
know.
Yeah.
Well, you change it next year. Your
Yeah.
your entire faction.
Oh,
could
it's
have
an all-time
all
great
music.
theme song. Why not?
It'd be
Does
new.
it not get you
it's-
pumped
it's-
up?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a great song.
Just
It's
doesn't pump
awesome.
it
But
up,
like
yeah.
when we're coming out,
Chicago
Yeah,
didn't. It
it was
wasn't
like-
like yeah.
Who's the Odd Couple again?
Snyder and then Draco, former team champions.
do you care about me at all?
No.
Wow. Internal friction.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
kidding.
Let's
I
get
don't
let's
care
get another
about
phone.
Schmoedown because they don't have the Wild Bears in every match, so it really doesn't matter.
It's nice. Let's get another call. All right, here we go. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Holy shit, I got through. It's Troy from Boston.
Hey man, what's going
What
on?
part?
Not too much. Loving the show. Can't believe I got through. I kind of skipped work today to call.
No, all good.
Nice.
What do you got for us today?
Awesome.
Good move.
Epic, Troy.
Yeah.
Well, I've been pitching you guys a trivia game. I wrote 10 Schmoedown questions that have to do with Collider Live. Wanted to see if you guys might be able to get them. I don't know if we have them yet today.
Riley,
What? Why are you pointing to me?
you're the producer of the show.
How am I going to get trivia? Wait, do you have? Where are you sending them?
I don't know.
I believe there is a
I
raven
can
spotted.
question myself, and I can tweet Christian in the booth the answers.
Well, Christian's. I mean, maybe we could do it in the last 2 days, but
he
Christian's
wants to
not.
do the he wants to ask the trivia questions right now,
Oh.
and he wants us to answer them.
Or I can call back. You guys can tell me when to call in tomorrow with Rob.
Do you want to
Why
fire
don't you
some
ask
off?
one? Let's hear it.
Yeah, why don't you do one? Yeah.
You know, every one of these phone calls is like its own little escape room.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out how to
Navigate.
get out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's
I
not
know
the
exactly.
fault.
That's that fucking door right
It's
there.
not
where I'm
the
going.
fault of the caller. It's just that he gave a very simple premise, and then there's 5 monkeys in here that are like grooming each other, needing bananas.
I call
All
it
right, so
fucking
let's
football.
ask. Let's
Doesn't
yeah,
work.
why don't you ask one
Brad,
question? We'll
because
see
you're
what
from
we do.
Boston, maybe
Yeah.
you get two. Depends how you do on the
It
first
depends
one.
how the first one is.
Yeah.
Released in 1983, Jaws 3D is set in which U.S. city?
Makuga.
Wait, how is this a Collider Live question?
It's like a New Jersey city,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
in
I
Florida.
think it's
No.
Florida.
It's in
It's
Florida.
more of a
Orlando.
tropical
Is
location.
it Tampa or is it Orlando?
Orlando doesn't even
No,
have
it's
ocean.
Orlando. It's Orlando because it's related to Collider Live.
I
Orlando.
don't think it's
I would say Orlando.
I don't think it's Orlando.
What's the answer?
Orlando.
Oh,
Yeah, it relates to the show. Okay, I
Do
see
you
what
want to
you're
know the
saying.
reason I didn't think it
It's
was
a good
Orlando?
question.
What?
Because of all the times that Josh was trying to think of Orlando trivia questions, we didn't ask a single Jaws question.
Because I don't like Jaws.
It takes place at the SeaWorld there.
Yeah,
All right,
got it.
we'll do a second one. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go animated.
Okay.
So, lots of animated fans out there.
Are there?
This 2000s animated action adventure features a number of small dolls known as Stitch Punks fighting to survive in a machine-ruled post-apocalyptic toxic wasteland.
Riley.
That's Snowpiercer.
9.
9. 9.
Wow, I don't get this game at all until the answers come out.
That's not shocking. That's really not
good.
Wait, was it Troy or Brad? What was the
Brad.
Brad.
Should we do
Brad
one
from
more?
Boston.
Because
Let's do one more. I like it.
I like what you're doing.
Brad.
Okay, Brad, go ahead. Let's do one more.
Roxy had it, by the way. It's Troy.
Troy. Good.
Troy.
It was Brad from Nebraska, you idiot.
Sorry. Thank you, Brad. So what do you got?
Troy.
All right.
Amateurs.
Let's go with this 2014 sci-fi action film based off of a manga was temporarily known by its tagline, Live, Die, Repeat.
Okay, that's for Roxy.
This
Get
is
it.
not a big fucking deal. Edge of
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you. That's a good game. I like that game. Okay.
I love that movie.
All right, well, thank you for the phone
That was
call.
awesome.
That was
Good.
really appreciate
That was great,
that.
dude.
Troy.
Good effort put
Yeah, it
into
was
that
good.
one.
That was a fun game. All right. Well, thank you
People
guys.
from Boston are the best. They are better
There you
than
go.
all the rest.
Wow.
Just go.
Just keep going.
And
Specifically in Watertown, home of Ellis Pond, where they cut a lot of ice and they play some minor league baseball.
All right.
Tufts University, Fish Ellis,
All right.
1910,
Hashtag-
record
also
holder.
where they killed the Boston bomber. They shot him in a boat in someone's backyard. Boston bomber, they killed him in Watertown.
On Ellis Pond,
That
where we're
escalated
cutting
quickly.
ice and we're having fun on Collider
Go
Live.
Nationals.
It's going to be, God, what just an investment of time and emotion that I didn't think I was going to be able to
There
do.
you go.
I gotta muster one more game. My emotions feel like Scherzer's back right now. Can we get through one more night?
I got it. Max Scherzer's going to take that.
Because it's Ellis Pond and we're cutting ice and we're
That's the show.
making friends.
Thank you so much for
God.
joining us here today. Thank you to Mark Ellis for joining in. Tom
Congratulations
Dagnino,
to
Citizen,
everybody.
Christian Rubicab in the booth, Josh McCouga, Mark Riley, the whatever she's doing over there. Roxy
She's
Trice
crying.
She's
She's
literally
crying.
crying. Thank you so much for. Oh my God, she's having an emotional breakdown. All right,
I made a woman cry again.
we will
dropped
see
your
you
Coke.
guys tomorrow. Thank you. Make sure you get those tickets for the Spectacular, by the way. Shimoda Spectacular, December 7th. There are 12 general admission tickets left. 12. So if you want to go and get those tickets, get them today because they're going to be gone soon. So the schmodownlive.com. We will see you tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but Cody's back tomorrow. Not me. It's Halloween. What are you guys gonna dress up as? Your favorite Collider Live characters? Okay. I'm gonna mute the music now. Bye. Oh, Cody plays a soundbite. Hold on, let me find it.
God damn it, shut the fuck up.